happened.
Can we agree that the court adjudicated that he forced himself on her, right, by forcefully inserting his fingers into her female member? Even though you don't think it happened, can we agree that's what the court determined?
Sure.
Okay, so then in other words, in accordance with your definition of grape, you think the court determined he graped her?
No, because I don't think it really.
Okay.
I think that if it happened, and remember you said you're not going to mute me.
The court determination is different than what you think happened. Like, we understand that you think the court determination was wrong, but we can still agree that in accordance with your definition of grape, the court determination was that he graped her. Even though you disagree with that determination.
No, because it didn't happen. Because if it happened, she would have came out right away. She wouldn't have waited 25 years until he was running for president.
Connect the dots. Listen to me. I understand.
I understand what's your point.
Listen, I understand that you don't think it happened.
Don't mute me.
I understand that you think the court determination was incorrect. I understand that you think the court determination was wrong, right? But in accordance with your definition of grape, you think that the court determination was that he graped her. Even though you disagree with their determination, that's still
no, because
what the
another
court
thing that you're not
was in accordance with your definition.
No, nope. Because if it really did happen to her, she wouldn't have waited 25 plus years until he's running for president.
You keep on
I'm not pivoting. I'm not running. I'm speaking my opinion, buddy.
Sir, I understand that you do not think that it happened to her. I understand that you think the court was wrong. So you think that the court wrongly determined that he graped her in accordance with your definition of grape. That's the only point I'm trying to demonstrate. We're going one.
I said my definition was forcing. First off, it's so sad that you're wasting everybody's time 41 minutes on this point going around in circles. But your said was a man or a woman that forces themselves on somebody.
All right.
That's all I said. Which can be interpreted a lot. I said because he put his finger in her, whatever, is what you're trying to say.
Would a fair interpretation of your definition of grape, which would be a man or a woman forcing themselves on another individual, right? When a man, right, like forcefully inserts his fingers into a woman's female member, is that an example of your definition of grape?
If Donald Trump really did that, but he didn't do that.
Okay, so you agree that an example of your definition of grape would be a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member. Okay, that's what the court determined Trump did. So once again, the conclusion here is that you think wrongly, that the court wrongly, right, found Trump guilty of grape in accordance with your definition of grape, correct?
No, the court did not find him guilty of grape.
But you
it's
just
as
said,
simple as that.
But you just said the action that they held him liable for, right, would apply to grape in reference to your
I never
definition.
said that. I said my definition of grape is somebody forcing themselves on somebody. I didn't say anything about fingers or being inserted. I didn't say any of that.
Yes, you did. We'll play back. We'll play back because I just asked you, would like an example of your definition of grape be a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member unconsensually? And then you just agree. You said if Trump did that, sure, but he didn't do it.
Okay.
Woman forcing themselves on another individual, right? When a man, right, like forcefully inserts his fingers into a woman's female member, is that an example of your definition of grape?
If Donald Trump really did that, but he didn't do that.
Okay, so you agreed that was an example.
My bad. We've been going around in circles for 42 minutes. I take that back. I'm glad you played that back. I take that back. Actually, I take that back. My definition of grape is if somebody forced themselves on somebody.
Okay, so would an example of somebody forcing themselves on one else be a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member without consent?
I'm going to say, what was your question?
You heard the question.
No, I can't remember it because, again, you've been for 42 minutes, you've been saying the same thing back and forth, and it's just really confusing.
If I've been saying the same thing for 42 minutes, then you should definitely remember it.
I know, but it's just hurting my little brain because it's just really funky. So, what was your question again, buddy?
I think he's trapped. He's definitely trapped. Yes, the question.
Well,
is...
think.
Don't use that as an out.
But you can't rewrite.
Don't use that as an out. The question is, right, in accordance with your definition.
Here's the answer. Here's the answer. I got my answer.
But I thought you asked me what the question was. So you define grape as one forcing themselves on somebody else. Would an example of grape, under your definition, an example of one forcing themselves on one else, be a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member, forcefully without consent?
My answer is the court of law did not find him guilty of grape.
So my question wasn't about a court of law, and my question wasn't about Trump. My question was about your definition of grape. Do you need me to repeat it?
Yeah. But you're not Jesus Christ. You're not my one true king, my guy. I don't have to abide by your sinister
so
little
I
game.
just want to clarify.
My answer is Donald Trump was not found guilty of rape. And look at you
I
muting.
just want to clarify. You're refusing.
You swore on your mom's life, guy. You swore on your mom's life.
I just want to clarify. You're
Messed up.
refusing
I
to
pray
answer.
she's okay.
So
I pray that
I just want to clarify. You were
karma doesn't
refusing
get
to
her
answer my
that's
question.
messed up. I pray for her.
I just want to clarify. You are refusing to answer my question, right?
Well, you didn't answer my question. You didn't even let me ask you my question.
So you are refusing to ask. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you five last opportunities here to answer the question, because you know that you're caught, you know that you're in a trap, and you know that this is where you lose the debate. But instead of you losing the debate and being like a man, you're going to instead opt to be a child and like refuse to answer the question. Like you're throwing a temper tantrum on the floor like a 3-year-old.
Fake news.
Quite frankly, if you can't answer the question, I'm just going to remove you and move on to the next guest, because what that tells me is that I won the debate. Okay, so you can't even pull the "you're scared" card when you have right now over 13,000 people watching you refuse to answer a question. So the question is, you define grape as one individual forcing themselves on another individual, and my question in response that I'd like you to answer is, would an example of one individual forcing themselves on another individual, which is your definition of grape, be a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member? The first possible answer to this question would be yes, and the second possible answer to this question would be no. If you cannot give an answer to this question at some point in the next 20 through 30 seconds, I'm going to go and kick you from the stream. I'm going to forget about your existence, and I'm going to move on.
I'd be 2-0 against you, buddy. Can't believe you made fun of a deceased person that defended you after you said the N-word. You're sick, by the way. But my answer is Donald Trump was not found guilty of grape. It's as simple as that, buddy.
Okay.
By the way, when we were talking about...
I didn't ask you about Donald Trump.
And you were so wrong last time we talked.
I didn't ask you about Donald Trump. So, I mean, so you're wasting your time. You have around 10 to 15 seconds left to try to answer the question.
You said we're not talking about Trump. I thought we were talking about Donald Trump. Aren't we talking about Donald Trump right now? Your prompt says, how do you still support...
We're talking about your definition of grape. You have around 10 more seconds.
Well, just know I'm 2-0 against you. It's embarrassing for you.
You can't go 2-0 when you can't answer.
You made fun of a deceased man. You can't win.
Okay, I think
you can't win doing that.
Okay.
This nation can still...
He's not going to answer the question. So, folks, I mean, what we just saw was like the late stage MAGA cognitive dissonance. That's what it looks like when they get absolutely shit on. That's what it looks like when the Trump supporters get absolutely shit on, but their egos are too big to concede. So, I mean, how delusional do you need to be to argue that you're winning a debate when you can't even answer a question? Like, I don't know. I mean, hey, at least I'm happy that everybody could like see that. You know, everybody could see the cognitive dissonance in real time. I appreciate that guy for like coming up here and demonstrating, right, how like absolutely stupid some Trump supporters are, right? Like, thank you for that. Thank you for demonstrating that the left has been right all along. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're a child. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Only op inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president, folks. We're just looking for some Trump supporters to come up here and engage in a productive linear dialogue. We got that next guest, Ben, loaded up in the box right now. Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild. That's pretty wild. Anyways, it was nice to cook his ass. Very nice. Trey, thank you so much for the $7.77 over on Venmo. Says this guy sounds like an old internet troll I used to watch. Well, he just got absolutely dunked on. Quite beautiful, may I add. Thank you so much for the $7, Trey. And then Maddie, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Says I've never despised a guest more. He has unresolved behavioral issues. I don't know. It's like I talk to people like that every day. I'm used to it. As well as Ashley, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for that love, Ashley. Let's get 250 Ashley W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley with the $25 says he cares about the division of the state, but conveniently ignores Trump calling for the death of Democrats. Yep. Exactly, Ashley. Fucking exactly. I want y'all to show some extra special love to Ashley down below. And holy shit, Claudia! Thank you so much for the $200 on Venmo, Claudia. You are a fucking goat. Oh my god. The greatest of all time. Thank you so much for your like unreal kindness and generosity. I do not deserve a single penny of that, Claudia. Thank you so much. Please, 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 please show some love to Claudia down below in that comment section. Claudia with a $200 says, don't let this disingenuous coward continue to call you brother under the guise of Christianity. Ask him the ultimate question for fake Christians. What would Jesus do? Damn sure wouldn't be grape apology. Keep up the great work, Dean. Thank you, Claudia. Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to ask him that question because I kicked him out because he couldn't answer my question. And by the way, you know, if anybody on the internet that's tuning into the streamer now ever sees that guy on somebody else's stream, make sure to remind him that he couldn't answer the question. According to your definition of grape, would it include a man forcefully inserting his fingers into a woman's female member without her consent? Make sure to ask him that question because apparently he doesn't know. Apparently he doesn't have an answer. Apparently he's just a silly little guy with no real brain cells and he just doesn't know. So, you know, if you ever see him on the internet, make sure to ask him that question. But anyways, guys, I want to see nothing but W Claudius down below in that chat for at least the next 20 minutes. That is like seriously unreal, Claudia. Thank you so much. But at this point in time, we are going to go and hop into that next debate. What is going on, Ben? Do you sport Trump?
Oh, wait. Is it an anxiety pen?
It's a 4-year-old. Moving on to the next guest. We got Shell and Eartho7 tuning in here. As well, Sarah. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I finally got my almost 80-year-old dad to listen to you, and he's so impressed. Oh, dude, Sarah, that is awesome. Shout out to you and shout out to your dad. And then Hannah, thank you for the $30 over on Venmo 30 minutes ago. And Angel with the $25 on Venmo 30 minutes ago. Show some love to Hannah and Angel down below in that chat. Thank you, you two. That is so incredibly kind and generous of both of you. Thank you, Hannah and Angel. What is going on? Do you sport Trump, Shell?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I'll go ahead and take that as a sign that you're not actually Trump supporter. Didn't mean to request. Make sure that you're following the rules. If you happen to be inside that queue, the rules are very simple. You just have to be an American adult that supports Trump as president, folks. All right, Allison, thank you for the $20. What's up, man? Give me a second. Allison, thank you for the...
play Fortnite with me?
Nope, not here for a debate. Allison, here for a debate, sorry. Allison, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Allison with the $20 over on PayPal says, I don't know how you do it. That guy was nuts. Love watching you, Dean. I learned so much. Well, that's awesome. Allison, I appreciate you for being here. And that last guy was pretty nuts. And honestly, it kind of took me maybe a year or two to be able to build the mental fortitude and required patience to be able to navigate a conversation with somebody like that. Oh, well, thank you so much, Brianna.
Hey, Dean.
Shout out to you, Brianna, but we are just looking for some debates. It took me 2 years to build the required mental fortitude to be able to have a conversation with somebody like that. It is very hard. What is up? Do you support Trump? Nope, they're not here. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Right now we have over 8,000 people tuned into the TikTok live stream, but for whatever reason, we can't find one Trump supporter to come up here and debate. Kind of embarrassing if you ask me. Andrew, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal, who says, caller, you just wasted 45 minutes of our time. Just answer Dean's question and stop dodging. Yeah, dude was dodging. Honestly, embarrassing as fuck. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest right now. So embarrassing for him. We're going to get that next guest, Joe, up in here. Rachel, thank you for the $2. Anna, thank you for the $1. Christine, thank you so much for the $5. And another Kristen, thank you for the $10, who says for dealing with the most insufferable guest lately. We're dealing with them all right, Kristen. Thank you for the $10. You're fucking awesome. And Liliana, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal, who says, please play the video of Trump alongside his daughter and son on the Howard Stern show, proudly admitting that he's a sexual predator. Liliana, if you have a link to that, please send that to me. Thank you for letting me know. And thank you for the $25. Let's get 250 Liliana W's down below in that chat. And welcome in, Joe. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
07.
Wait, what month?
June.
And why the hell do you support this tyrannical, wannabe dictator, predator, as the president of the United States of America?
Dog, well, look at the Pop-Tart price. The Pop-Tart price, it used to be high with Joe Biden.
And we got a troll, so we're going to go to move on to our next guest, Tommy. Let's go to get that next guest, Tommy, up in here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, Tommy's loading up in here. Yo, DN, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, my friend. If you're still in here, just know that I really appreciate you. Show some love to DN down below. DN, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support for what we do here. Huge shout out to you. All the love. All the love, DN. All right, guys. What's going on, crew? And do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How do you?
I am 18.
And what year were you born in?
I was born in 2008 or 2007.
Yeah, get out of here. Moving on to our next guest, Jay. Holy cow. Holy cow. We got all the fetuses. Hello, Jay. Do you support Trump?
No.
Another kid. Jean, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Jean did not attach a message to her love, just sent the $20. Appreciate you for that, Jean. Shout out to you. Show some love to Gene down below for the big 20. And Emily, thank you for the $2 over on Venmo. As well as I just read your message. That is very kind of you, Emily. What's going on? Do you support Trump? All right, Steez, you got 5 seconds before we kick you. All right, looks like Gene's not here, so we're going to go to kick Gene out. Goodbye, Gene. Sorry, not Gene, Steez. Mark, I just sent you an invitation to join. There's somebody named Mark absolutely, just exploding down below in that comment section. You should really join the live stream, Mark. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, guys. If you happen to be a part of the 8.5 thousand people tuned in on TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, folks. And Kita, thank you for the budding heart. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Happy birthday to your mom from a neo-libertarian phalangist.
Oh my God, it's that guy again. The neo-libertarian phalangist. That motherfucker. Okay, we're going to move on to the next guest. But yes, it is my mom's birthday. As soon as I get off the stream, I'm going to take her out to dinner.
Dean, bro, listen. 2003 called. They want their Affliction shirt back, bro.
Dude, no,
what are you doing?
Affliction's still tough. Don't even try.
Bro, did your mom pull that out for you this morning when you got up and you had your Pop-Tart and your orange juice and your Addy this morning?
No, she didn't.
We know you live at home with your mommy and daddy, Dean.
Is this a projection?
I mean, your eyes are bugged out of your head. They're all red. You're hitting the vape pen like every 5 minutes, bro. Affliction, bro? 2003, Dean.
Okay. I mean, the only thing that screams 2003 is the fact that when I was in 2003, I was a sperm cell in my dad's testicles. And at that point in time, I had just about as many brain cells as you do now, Mr. Ryan. I think that there's a very dangerous combination between ignorance, stupidity, and anger, and you hit all 3 marks. So what I'm going to need you to do here is calm down a little bit. Why are you muting me, bro? Because I know if I don't mute you, you're just going to keep on yapping.
You're the one yapping, bro. You talk 1,000,000 miles a second, my guy.
I'm sorry. Do you need crayon
on paper?
It's from the
Addy you take.
Do you need crayon
on paper? Hey, Dean, you take Addy, bro?
Do you need crayon on paper? I could do crayon on paper just for you, Ryan.
Hey, Dean, guess what, bro?
So Ryan.
Hey, Dean, guess what, bro? Guess what? I make 50 grand a month. How much do you make a month?
I'm not going to share that information with you, Ryan.
Because you're a bum loser. You live at home with mommy and daddy, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't live at home with my mother and my father.
I don't. Yeah, you do. You go outside and do your stupid little reels outside your mom's house, bro.
Hey, so I get 500 million views a month. How many do you get?
Dean, you're a bum loser. No one cares about your views, bro.
But bum loser, you say to the guy currently live streaming it to over 13,000 people.
Yeah, because you take Addy all day and you talk shit all day, bro, with your Affliction shirt on, guy.
I talk shit and I destroy people like you in debates. I have a question.
No, you don't, bro. Hold on.
Dean,
do you pay federal? Dean, do you pay federal income tax, bro?
Yeah, no shit. I pay taxes. I work a job. You're at my job right now.
What bracket
thank you so much, Zachary, for the $10 over on Venmo for the woke cherry coke. Appreciate you for the $10. Thank you.
Hey, what bracket do you fall?
I appreciate you so much for the love. Please show some love to let's see here. What's her name? Zachary down below in that chat for the $10. Ryan, sir, I'm going to put you on a little bit of a timeout. Feel free to come back in 10 minutes. We could continue our conversation. Then I just need you to calm down a little bit. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, Cookie King mogs you.
Okay, all right. You take care, man. That Ryan guy was very emotional. I don't like Jesus Christ. I think that he needs to calm down. Like I said, come back in 10 minutes. You just can't be so like emotionally inflamed because you get like a flag for harassment and bullying. It's stuck TOS. You just need to monitor yourself a little bit. And yo, Harley. Okay, man, don't worry about that. Harley, thank you so much for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Harley, Jesus Christ, thank you so much for your kindness. I want to see 1,000 Harley W's down below in that comment section, literally right now. Harley with $100 says, hey, I'm going to go to put this guest on mute just for a second. Harley with $100 says, hey, I'm a Christian and I love your takes. I don't think anybody denying these takes has a brain or a sense of empathy. Much love from Georgia. Well, all the love to Georgia, and thank you so much for the $100, Harley. All the love in the world to you. Dude, can you just, hey, we can hear you. Could you just hang on for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, seriously, Harley, thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. I do not deserve that amount of love. Thank you for the $100. As well as BR Madden, thank you for the $20 who says, Dean's so cool that he has the original Miss Lincoln book on a shelf next to the tree. Oh. Good catch. Appreciate you for the $20, BR Madden. I'd also like to thank a couple people over here on Venmo. Victoria, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo who says link to your shirt. I don't know. My girlfriend got it for me. Sydney, thank you for the $10 who says living with your parents is one of the best decisions in this depressing economy. Yeah, no, I don't doubt it at all. I personally don't, but I don't shame those that do. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. Show some love to all of our donors down below. All right, BGA, do you support Trump?
Hey,
like with the last guy that joined, like I do agree with him. Like, can you afford a Lamborghini? Like, what's your net worth?
Well, I mean, everybody's so curious about how much money I make.
Because not to cut you off, a Lamborghini is my dream car, and the estimated net worth on a Lamborghini is anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, and I feel like
Can I be
that's
honest?
easy for you. I
Can,
feel
can,
like that's easy for you.
can I be honest? I feel like the people that come up here caring about the amount of money that I make are jealous of the donations that I publicly shout out.
It's not, I don't think they feel jealous. I just feel like some of us work really hard, like labor jobs, like hard warehouse jobs. And, sometimes when people sit at home, I wouldn't say it's a jealousy thing. I would just, it's kind of rare.
Well, I think I'm very privileged to be able to sustain my life and generate an income by sitting in my office. I'm very thankful for the position that I'm in, and I realize that. But I don't know. I think that it really does scream jealousy to come up here pocket watching, screaming about how much you hate me, saying that you mog me and that you make all this money. I think that is undeniable jealousy. Mackenzie, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. I appreciate you that, Mackenzie. Mackenzie with the $15 says, I hope that you don't let any of the negativity get to your head and affect your mentality. Stay safe and happy holidays. Happy holidays, Mackenzie. Let's get 150 Mackenzie W's down below in that live chat. Thank you so much for the $15, my friend. By the way, if you're watching and you do want to support me, okay, if you do want to, get us up to that 50K per month mark, honestly, let's aim for 5 million a month, okay? All right? No, 5 trillion a month. You can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message over on YouTube and on top of the phone screen, as well as Macy. Thank you
Yeah,
for
I think
Galaxy.
he's trying to gaslight us.
Well, no, so the donation goal is $5 trillion a month.
Well, guys, I mean, I'm already here, so if anybody wants to send some gifts, feel free.
Oh my God, this guy's a grifter. Listen to BJ, such a grifter. So why do you support Trump?
I don't support Trump.
Okay, and get off the live. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Is Ryan's timeout over? Chad, I told him 10 minutes. Is Ryan's timeout over? Can you guys let me know? Has it been 10 minutes? Because Ryan's back in the queue. Has it been 10 minutes? No? Yes? No? Adam? Okay. Right. I'm going to add you back to the live under one condition. Okay, that condition is that you just have to follow TikTok's terms of service. If you follow their TOS, I'll let you stay up here and we could have a conversation. But their TOS would include harassment and bullying. So just make sure that you're not saying completely crazy shit. Find a way to get creative with your hating so it doesn't flag in their system as harassment and bullying. And then the second rule for you is you got to follow their other rules too. They don't really like it when you say the names of DRUGS on the live. So you continue to talk about how you think I'm on ADDY. Okay, the reason why I didn't respond to that was because of TikTok TOS. Just follow the TOS and I'll let you stay up here, Ryan. If you don't follow the TOS, I'm going to automatically remove you.
Nah, dude, I listen. Hey, hold on, Dean. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I'm going to try to, I don't do this a lot, okay? But the reason why I'm doing it is because, how old are you, Dean? You're 20, 22, 23?
I'm 21.
Okay, bro, you were in your dad's ball sack when I was deployed to Iraq in 2005.
Yeah.
So it's very disheartening being 40 years old and watching a 20-year-old try to tell me how to live my fucking life, bro.
So
you
so
have
point
no
number one-
experience.
So point
Dean,
number one.
you have no experience, bro. You have no experience, dude.
Okay, and you obviously didn't pass high school math. So
Dean,
I told you I was.
Hey,
I told you I was
Dean,
21.
how come you didn't go in the army, bro? How come
Just-
you didn't go in the
quickly-
army, Dean?
Just quickly, I told you I was 21. That would imply that I was born in 2004, meaning I was in my dad's ball sack in 2003, not in 2005.
Hey, Dean, how come you didn't go in the army, buddy?
How come you didn't pass the 6th grade math test?
Okay, bro. I run a very successful company, dude. You sit at home and talk shit all day.
I don't know. Usually
I
people
bet
don't.
you-
Usually people don't punch down. Just saying.
But dude, listen, bro.
I
listen,
think
it's
that we
just-
see more punching up.
Hold on, Dean. The problem we're seeing though is kids like you don't go out and get good jobs, bro. You sit at home and look at you hitting the vape pen, bro. You can't even go 5 minutes, bro.
It's an anxiety pen filled with lavender
Dean,
and
listen, bro.
caramel.
Listen, dude.
I have a question. When was the
You-
last time you hit an anxiety pin? Sounds like you could definitely use one.
Bro, I don't need one, dude. I'm good.
You're going on timeout again, Ryan. Moving on to the next guest. We're putting Ryan back on timeout. Okay, let's go get that next guest loaded up into the box. Okay, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Yeah, how do you?
47.
Okay, why the hell do you support the worst president of your goddamn lifetime?
Just some policies.
Oh God, what one? Which ones? What Trump policies are you a big fan of?
I like some of the immigration stuff. I mean, I don't like some of the stuff he does, but a lot of the immigration stuff has been out of control.
God, I think that his immigration
Well
policy
done.
is out of control. Like, dude, like illegally deporting 19-year-old students when they're on their way to family Thanksgiving. What the fuck, okay? Illegally deporting Abrigo Garcia to Sica in El Salvador where he was beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. What the fuck? Illegally deporting Venezuelan immigrants without any due process, then having a federal judge rule they has to turn the planes around because they were illegally removed, and then Donald Trump says no and then lets them continue. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh, and what the fuck is your profile picture? No, actually, what the hell am I looking at? What is that?
Yeah, well, basically, some of the stuff that's been happening at the border for a long time has been messed up.
What is your profile picture? I'm being dead ass.
It's I don't remember. Charlie Kirk. I love Charlie Kirk. Some of the things he represented. Like the endocrine disruptors and stuff. Pretty much the reason why you're kind of like, like a chick.
Can somebody watching help me try to even figure out what his profile picture is in the Discord?
So basically the reason why...
Did you just call me a chick?
Well, you have kind of like feminine traits.
Okay.
And the reason why...
So
my conclusion...
good to know.
Can I say something?
Good to know that you think women can have penises. It's very progressive of you. Thank you so much. God, it's always, this man is actually a woman because I want to try to roast him and I'm misogynistic, so being a woman is an own. Oh, but then when trans women and trans men come into the picture, all of a sudden a man is nothing more than what's in between their legs. Right? It's like you recognize that there's social aspects to gender because you attempt to apply gender, right, to actions, you attempt to apply gender to norms, you attempt to apply gender to thoughts, to the tone of somebody's voice, right? But then as soon as it comes back to the conversation surrounding 1% of our population that has not done anything to ever hurt you, right? Gender's all of a sudden re-reduced back to simply what's in between your legs. Very, very, very telling.
So basically,
okay, can you just be honest? Okay, your profile picture is that somebody's boobs? 1 second. Your profile picture is that somebody's boobs?
So why won't you talk about the endocrine disruptors and probably the chemicals that made you kind of...
If your profile picture is somebody's boobs, I'm going to remove you.
It's not somebody's boobs.
Okay. Well, then what is it?
I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's Charlie Kirk, isn't it?
Okay. This person's weird. And there's like I hear like a 7-year-old laughing in the background. I don't know. We're just gonna. What is going on with the guest today? What is going on with the guest today? We have some weird ass people. We have some weird ass people trying to get up in here. Can I catch a break? Can I catch a break? Can we get like a normal person up here to have a conversation with? Okay. Can we catch a break? I don't know. Yet to be determined. Jesus Christ. Yo, Lincoln! Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Lincoln. Dude, let's get 500 Lincoln W's while we're trying to get this next Trump supporter loaded up into the box. Lincoln with a $50 says, thank you for dealing with these idiots. I really appreciate you, and the change that you try to make is much more valuable than anything a lot of these jealous people could ever do. Thank you so much. Well, Lincoln, thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. Yeah, at the end of the day, right, like all these people, they're punching up, okay? They're like tuning in from their mother's basement saying that I suck and have done nothing. It's just a bunch of baloney. It's a bunch of baloney, folks. It doesn't get to me because I've heard it all a billion times before. We're just hearing cope and seethe in real time, right, from people that are mad that I'm more intelligent than them. That's what it is. At the end of the day, that's what it is. All right. Thank you so much, Lincoln, for the $50. And Harley, thank you for another $100 on Super Chat. Yo, what is going on today, bro? Let's get another 1,000 Harley W's down below. All the love in the world to you. That is so kind and generous of you. Harley with another $100 says, I like 2 better than 1. Dude, I fucking love you, Harley. Thank you so much for your kindness. Jeez, show some love to Harley and Lincoln down below in that comment section. Thank you both so much for your kindness. What is going on? What's a job do you support, Trump?
Hello. No, but I do have a question.
Unfortunately, we're only looking to talk to Trump supporters at this point in time, so I'm going to go to remove you, but you do take care. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the box. If you come up here and you're not MAGA, I am going to turn around and ban you, so please follow the rules, everybody. Please follow the rules. We got that next guest, Dylan, loading up into the box. And Abby, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Says, I've been here for over a year. Thank you for being the voice we cannot have. You give me hope. Oh, Abby, thank you so much for being here. That's crazy that you've been watching for over a year. Show some love to Abby down below in that comment section. Okay, moving on to the next guest right now. Let's see if I'm still... Am I getting a restriction when I add Ryan? Nope, didn't get a restriction.
Bro, why do you keep kicking me, bro?
Because you keep breaking the TOS. Like even
Dude,
saying...
Hold on,
listen,
bro. You're kicking a veteran, bro. You're kicking a veteran. You know that, right?
Yeah, I am.
Do you support veterans? You support veterans?
Can I tell you TikTok's TOS before we continue?
Do you support veterans, Dean?
Okay, I am going to tell you TikTok TOS before we continue.
Oh, so you don't support veterans, Dean?
Dude, what a rage bitter. Listen.
You can't even say it, bro. You can't even say it, bro.
There's a lot of veterans that I support.
Apparently not, man. If you're not even willing to have a normal conversation with me.
Dude, you're the one that came up talking about my dad's ball sack. This is anything but a normal conversation.
Because, Dean, here's the thing. How do you think you're smarter than me, bro?
Yeah, because
how do you think you're smarter than me?
Because I don't think that your level of intelligence is determined by how many times
bro, I run $1 million company, bro. What do you mean?
Okay, well, if running big companies made you smart, then explain to me why
I served in,
the billionaire president
Dean.
thinks coal is clean.
Dean, I served in the Army for 5 years, earned a ton of medals, bro. I ran another company, and dude, what have you fucking done? You've done nothing, bro.
Yeah,
you're nobody.
So I could tell you exactly what I've done for this country. And
you graduated high school and you sit at home all day, bro.
Well, let me know when I have the mic.
I mean, hold on, Dean. Have you ever mowed your parents' grass before, bro? Have you ever pushed a lawnmower?
Yes, I pushed a lawnmower.
All right, I got to get a picture of that, man, because I'm not believing you.
That's really
you need
weird.
to, dude. Next weekend, bro, you need to be out there cutting your parents' grass, dude. Help them out.
Well, just let me know when I could have the mic, Ryan.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, before we hop into further conversation, I need to thank Norma for the $50 over on Venmo. Norma, you are fucking awesome. Show some love to Norma down below for the $50. Thank you so much for your kindness. Who says, my husband insisted I send you money. Say thanks to George. He's now a fan. Show some love to Norma and George down below in that comment section. Thank you both so very, very much. Thank you so much, Norma and George. Yo, real quick, Ryan, can I get a big W on Norma and George from you?
No, not at all.
Oh, unfortunate, man. I guess you don't support Norma and George.
Hey,
and Tim, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Says, for the grift, keep it up. Thank you for the $20, Tim. Let's get 200 Tim W's. Also, thank you so much, Mackenzie, for the $15 and Melissa with a 10. And then Gray, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you guys so much for your kindness.
So, Dean, let me ask you a question, buddy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Since you don't have a job, okay?
This is a job.
Okay. So let's say this is a job and you're making money doing this, right?
I mean, you just
you started doing this what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Around 2. Oh, I just made some more money. Lincoln, thank you for the $25 on PayPal. He says thank you again. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, I guess Lincoln says hi to you, Ryan. Thank you for the $25, my friend. Dude, show some even more love to Lincoln down below in that chat. Thank you, guys. And Rami, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. He says for your not job. Let's go, Rami. And William with a $20 who says you're debating Trump supporters and what normal people. What are you thinking? Honestly, William, good fucking point. Show some love to Rami in that chat for the $50. Some love to William in that chat for the 20, and Lincoln for the 25, guys. Thank you so much for supporting, the multi-trillion-dollar company that we're running here by making, seed investments into it, so I could continue to work my job. Thank you guys so much.
Dean, you're in Florida, right?
No, I'm in Colorado. Jesus Christ, bro.
Okay. Well, anyways, man, the problem with you and you young guys, you 20-year-olds, you've never had any experience. You've never had a job. Dean, have you ever had a job before?
Yes. I thought that we just went over that I'm working one right now.
Dean, hold on. Besides this, be honest, bro. Have
yes.
you ever had a job?
Yes, yes.
Where'd you work at? Where'd you work at?
Let me tell you, right, my job
Tell
experience.
us the story. Come on.
I'll tell you my job experience before hosting these lives and doing debates. So immediately before I hosted these lives and I did debates, I ran a full stack creative agency, a full stack web development inside of a creative agency.
Oh my God, bro.
And I actually served as the creative director for a
just like the Beavis and Butthead brothers.
One moment. I actually served as a creative director for a multi-million e-commerce store that sold dog treats. I worked in person at their brick and mortar production facility in Boulder, Colorado. I helped them like build like a brand new online revenue funnel by renewing their website, doing new product pictures, and I also did a lot on the financial end for ensuring that the process was a little bit more straightforward. Then I also helped to clean up production and save money where we could. But then outside of operating specifically for that dog treat company, I'm also an internationally accredited web developer. I won 2 international awards for it back-to-back years. And inside of the creative agency that I ran, I also did web development for real estate companies, local and all across this country. And then, of course, before I did full stack web development and worked as a creative director at that e-commerce store and did development for real estate companies and won the 2 international awards, I worked at Wendy's.
Dean, guess what, man? You probably said development like 60 times because the drugs are like in your brain popping off.
I'm so sorry.
But we
sir.
all know
the only person that's on the DRUGS here is you. I mean, how the fuck can you sit here and tell me that you've served this country, took an oath to defend the Constitution, then you're willing to fucking support this maniac tyrant that has infringed on 4 amendments of our Constitution in the last 10 months, like the 1st, 2nd, 14th, 10th, and 22nd, and then turn around and get so pissed at some 21-year-old white boy on the internet just because he brings a facts to dispute and discredit your worldview. I hope that you are more pissed at the adjudicated rapist than the 21-year-old white boy. I hope that you're more pissed, right, at the threat to our democracy that tried to rig the outcome of a federal election and an attempted coup of our government than the 21-year-old white boy. I think that your priorities are out of whack here, especially coming from a service member that took an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies abroad or domestic.
Hey, Dean, are you done reading your DNC talking points off the monitor, buddy?
Oh, I could do it with a blanket over my head. Should I do that just to embarrass you?
Between you, Parker, and the Beavis and Butthead brothers, man, you guys all say the same shit.
Nicholas, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat who says, I'm a veteran vouching for your support. This guy sucks and makes the rest of us look bad. Thank you so much, Nicholas, for the $50. Let's get no, because I'm just thanking Nicholas for the $50. Let's go, Nicholas. Can you thank Nicholas?
Holy shit, bro.
Can you thank Nicholas?
Dude, listen,
can
Dean,
you thank
please,
Nicholas?
bro. Please stop hitting the pin, bro. Please, for the love of God. On earth and in heaven at the exact same time, bro.
Can you please thank Nicholas for the $50?
No, I want you to stop hitting the pin so I can have a normal conversation.
Wait, you said that you're not going to thank Nicholas, but Nicholas said that they're a veteran.
Oh, man, bro.
Nicholas
Dean,
said that they're... So you're telling me that you don't support veterans?
I want to have a normal convo, dude.
Wow. This guy doesn't support vets. He won't thank Nicholas, and Nicholas said that
Oh, I don't support vets, and I am a vet, dude.
Well,
How idiotic is that?
So do you support Nicholas?
I mean, come on, bro.
So do you support Nicholas?
What I support, Dean, is you.
Make sure not to say the names of any
shit, bro.
DRUGS.
Like, can you just stop talking shit for one day, bro?
Okay.
I mean, it's just, dude, imagine if you actually came to our side, bro.
Yeah, so can I tell you I'll never be on your side?
I mean, imagine, Dean, you come to our side, we coach you a little bit, we get you a tan because you don't go outside. You're fucking like Casper the Ghost right now, dude. I mean, go outside, dude.
I'm definitely not super tan, but I don't think I'm like Casper the Ghost. I feel like that's a little bit unfair.
Bro, in the Bieber haircut, bro, you got to change that, man.
Well, I mean, you know, leave it to a 41-year-old white male Trump supporter to tell me what haircut will look good on the top of my head. I don't think I'd really take your advice on anything, considering the fact that you think like a toddler when it comes to politics, and a very angry toddler when it comes to
bro. Dean, your eyes are bugged out of your head right now, bro. Look at your eyeballs
with me right now.
Dean, look at your eyeballs right now, bro. They're like bugged out of your head from the you know what.
I know many individuals like to look in my eyes. I mean,
dude, listen, stop taking the DRUG and then come over to the Trump side.
Right.
And we're gonna help you out, buddy.
Goggles. I appreciate you for the love.
We're gonna help you out, Dean. We're gonna convert you over to Republican, dude.
So can I tell you why Trump's a bad president to get your thoughts so you can try to convert me here?
Well, let me tell you why he's a good president. I mean, can we talk about his first term? I know you guys don't like to do that.
We could talk
let's talk about right now. Let's talk about 10 minutes in.
Ryan, you did it again. You did it again. He did it again. He got another flag, Ryan. You did it. Come on, Ryan. You did it again, buddy. I got to put you on timeout again, Ryan. Honestly, I don't know. I think our little escapade with Ryan is done. Dude can't like come up here and like open his mouth without getting a restriction from TikTok, dude. That's terrible. What's up, Lucas? Do you support Trump? No, Lucas isn't here. Moving on to the next guest right now, guys. Only you hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president, quite frankly. We got our next guest, Merrick, loaded up, and a bunch of people to thank. Thank you guys so much for the love. Holy moly. Lincoln, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo for the real job. Show some love to Lincoln down below in that chat, you guys. Thank you so much for the $25. Also, thank you, Christina, for the $10 who says, oh my goodness, they can't beat you, so now they're trying to tell you to join them. I know, right? That's the ultimate cope. Dean, you are so good at debating. You really need to be a Trump supporter. Ultimate cope. Avril, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate you so much for the love. And then Taylor with a $5 who says, 6-year Air Force vet here. There's a reason why he went Army. Dude, thank you for your service, Taylor. You're a goddamn patriot. Show some love to our veteran Taylor in that chat. And if you don't say I love Taylor, you are anti-American and you hate the people that fought for this country. Vanessa with a $5 who said, here's $5 for getting rid of Ryan. Then Beth, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo, quote unquote, just to piss the guests off. Thank you so much, Beth. Let's get 200 Beth W's. And Matthew, thank you for the for the $20 who says, I'm currently serving. Does this guy support me? There's no difference in what he has to say than every other idiot you debate. I bet if he was up here right now, you'd say, hell no, I hate that guy. He's probably on DRUGS because he doesn't support Trump. Thank you for the $10. Sorry, for the $20, Matthew. And thank you for pointing out his own hypocrisy. Then Sadie, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. Jacob with a 10. Thank you so much, Jacob. And Jessica with the 5. You guys are so awesome. And then one more here. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo, Beth, who says, here's some DNC cash. Thank you so much. What's going on, Motivation Daily? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year are you born in?
07.
And why the hell do you support this terrible, tyrannical president?
Because he gets rid of those illegal aliens. And before you say anything more about that, I wanted to tell you, I recently heard he had a little announcement or whatever, and he said those 2 National Guards that were killed recently were shot by an illegal alien from Afghanistan that was brought in by the Biden administration. I just want to know, is that true?
No, they were shot by an Afghan asylum seeker that actually had his claim for asylum approved in March under Trump's administration. And not to mention, when he was in Afghanistan, he worked with the CIA.
Wait. He worked with the CIA.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's fucking nuts. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Wait, so
that's
so Trump got up and he just lied to everybody.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
And then, okay. Well, if that's the case, then what about the other illegal aliens that come over and commit crimes? Like I've watched your streams before. You talk about how.
Okay. Well, first, I don't think that people are aliens. I think that's
all right. Let's say illegal immigrants.
I like.
Let's say these illegal immigrants, undocumented. You want to call it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's say these undocumented immigrants that come over and they commit these crimes. I've been watching your streams. You say they barely make up any of the crime percentage XYZ. But wouldn't you prefer for Americans to be doing crime than people that shouldn't even be here committing crime?
How about I would prefer no crime.
But and I understand that, but that's just never going to happen. So if there has to be a world, there's going to be crime. So wouldn't you prefer for Americans to commit crimes in America than for undocumented immigrants to commit crimes in America?
I don't think that a crime is better if it's committed by a citizen.
They just do no crime.
I don't think that a crime is better if it's committed by a citizen.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just
saying if it's committed by an undocumented immigrant.
Of course, I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying, like, would you rather, if you, let's say you have a hypothetical, you live in a house, wouldn't you prefer for your kid to run into the glass table and break it than for a random stranger to come in and break your glass table?
So I would prefer my child break something I own compared to a random stranger.
A random stranger, and that's my point.
But I don't think that we could equate all Americans to being our children, right? Would you do anything for your children?
Of course.
So you would if your child was, I don't know, on the brink of death, you would pay every dollar in your bank account to ensure they stay alive, right?
Of course.
So if a random American citizen in Alaska is on the brink of death, you'd pay every dollar in your bank account to make sure they stay alive, since you think they're synonymous to your own child, right?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
So I see. That's a good point.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem.
It doesn't equate, right?
Yeah, your children, right, to all U.S. citizens, because guess what? There's many U.S. citizens who are completely random strangers to me. And I think it's actually harmful to suggest otherwise. Should we start telling our children in school that as long as they're a citizen, they could follow you home?
No.
Exactly.
That wouldn't make sense.
Exactly. Stranger danger applies to citizens too.
I see. So you're just going to tell me that basically there's nothing Trump does as of right now that is positive for the country, and he's making it go downhill 100%.
second term.
If you can convince me of that, I can stop supporting him.
Listen. Second
if he's
term,
doing,
there hasn't been much good. First term, Operation Warp Speed was aight. Okay, second term, terrible.
can you give me some examples of how it was terrible?
Oh yeah, for sure. So during the government shutdown, for the first 12 days of this month, Donald Trump had the ability to pay out food stamps to prevent 42 million Americans from starving, including 16 million American children, and he didn't do it. And then a court ordered him to do it, and he still didn't do it. He preferred citizens to starve so then he could try to find a way to blame it on the Democrats. He cares more about owning the liberals than feeding the starving children in the streets of this country. I feel like on its own, that is a great and very compelling reason to stop supporting Trump as president. But then when we consider other things that he's done, like literally calling for the execution of Democrats, having ex-military lawyers argue that his administration is guilty of murder and war crimes, or pass the most expensive bill in the history of this country that takes healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and redistributes wealth from the bottom 50% to the top 50% is crazy. Okay, right? This is obviously not somebody that we should be supporting as president. He is a Watergate like every other day now. He's been documented to lie over 30,000 confirmed times in his first term. He calls women ugly, piggies, and tells them to shut the fuck up and that they're very stupid when they ask him the good questions from the Oval. And he's just an embarrassment of what the office of the presidency should represent. And in my argument, I didn't even touch on his terrible foreign policy that has caused a lot of other countries in the world to look at us and laugh and stop all small parcel shipments. I didn't touch on the fact that a court held him liable for the rape of Vegan Carroll. I didn't touch on the fact that he boasted about perving on naked children. Okay? Right? He's embarrassing.
Okay. Before we go to everything that you just mentioned in the later part of that statement, could we start where you said that he refused? What was it? You say refused to give food stamps to children? Was it?
Yeah.
Did he give a reason to that, or how do you know? He just said no. The court ordered
no,
him. Is there like a formal letter where he said I can't do that, or did he just say no straight up? No.
So he just said that this isn't something that they should need to do, and then he tried to appeal the court ruling, and the appeals process went on until the government shutdown ended, and they automatically restarted because then the USDA had money.
So those kids that he took food stamps from, they still haven't gotten those food stamps?
No, because the government reopened on the 13th.
Will they begin those food stamps anytime soon under him, do you think?
Oh wait. The answer to the question was yes. They have gotten those food stamps
under Trump, right?
The government reopened on the 13th. Yes.
And Trump decided to give them the food stamps, correct?
So Donald Trump wasn't the one responsible for ending the government shutdown. 12 spineless Dems in Congress were.
But didn't I recall seeing a video of him signing signing a little paper where it's we've come to an agreement with the Democrats to end the shutdown. So you're telling me Trump has no part?
Trump has no part in the
government shutdown?
You're talking about the funding bill that he signed into law, right? What I'm talking about is when the government shutdown was intact, he had the ability to feed starving children, and he refused to do so.
Okay, I see.
Right? How evil would it be if you were a father, right, and your child was starving, and you had a very easy ability to feed them, right? You just needed to take the food out of the top shelf of the pantry that they couldn't reach. And they begged you to, they asked you to, they said, please give me that food. And you said, nope, that make you a very terrible, evil father. And I think it makes Donald Trump a very terrible, evil, anti-American president, because if he's not willing to care for the safety and the well-being of needy American citizens, including 16 million American children that were starving, refusing to abide by a court order to feed them, I think that proves that he doesn't really care about us.
I could definitely agree with that statement. So that being said, then I guess I have no reason to continue supporting him. Thank you for your time.
Dude, of course, man. You have a good rest of your day, bro.
Yeah, you too, brother.
All right, man. We're going to get that next guest up in here. Love to hear it. Love to hear it, dude. Love to hear it. My Lord. Period. Okay. Hey, Robert, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. He says, Dean, I'm 55. Ryan is very emo and can't calm down and debate like a grown adult. Grow the fuck up, Ryan. maybe you meant to say emotional. Honestly, the emo's funny, but I'd assume that you meant to say emotional. Thank you for the $20, Robert. Seriously, I really appreciate you so much for supporting this stream and for supporting what we do here. Huge shout out to you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert. I want to see 200 Robert W's down below in that comment section following us changing the mind of a Trump supporter. Dude, love to see it. That's what keeps me going. That shit right there, that's what keeps me going. As well as Eric, thank you for the $30 over on PayPal. He says, anybody supporting Trump at this point is a misogynistic, racist, nut job. Keep up the great work, Dean. Well, thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate you for the $30. Let's also get 300 Eric W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much, Eric. You are awesome. You're awesome. Thank you, Eric. Oh my God, you guys are being so kind today. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Chad, what is going on, man? Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dean? Yeah, I support Donald Trump.
Ooh, that is so embarrassing, Chad. Boo. Terrible.
Thank you.
0 out of 10. 0 out of 10, Chad.
I support him because he's pro-life and he's cut funding on like abortion clinics. And
I think that we need more abortions. I think that all American women should be legally mandated to get at least 36 bi-weekly, and every time they go to the clinic should pay them $1,000 to do so.
well, there's your morals out the door right there, Dean.
Explain to me why it would be wrong to mandate women to get 36 abortions bi-weekly.
Because it's just morally corrupted.
Why?
Because you're forcing them to unalive a baby. Like this is life we're talking about.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I don't know.
Life starts when conception begins.
Listen. What's so wrong? What's the big deal with women getting like 45 abortions a week? Like for instance, right now I know this lady. She's on her 46th the last 3 days.
Because that's playing into the role of the devil. The devil wants.
Wait, it's satanic to get 50 abortions every day?
Yes, it is.
Dude, I want to do this woman who got 500 in 12 hours.
Come on, Dean. Let's be real now. Let's be real now, man.
I'm just. All right. Why do you think abortion's wrong? By the way, I'm just trolling.
I mean, I have 2 kids. I have a newborn son, and I think that no one should have a say about the existence of another life. I mean, when conception happens, it's a unique DNA, human being.
I disagree with you. I actually think it's pro-family to argue that parents should have the say over the existence of the life of their children so that they can ensure that their children only exist as valuable lives when they're ready to raise them.
So the way I look at this is you're kind of looking at kids like a car. When you can afford a car, let's just go and buy one.
I'm looking at kids as the next generation. I'm looking at kids as the leaders of our future country. I'm looking at kids as one of the most important things in this world because those kids will grow up and be the adults that run the world one day. And I want to ensure that those kids have everything that they need to grow, learn, and flourish to become the very best possible versions of themselves. And the way that we ensure that is by ensuring that the family unit is left to adults that desire to start families and consent to having children, not into forcing 19, 18, and 20-year-old men and women, boys and girls into being parents because the state is telling the woman that her uterus is now an incubator forcefully for the next 9 months. Right? And in the areas with pro-life policy, we see significantly worse outcomes than areas with pro-choice policy. There's higher rates of violent crime, there's higher rates of unemployment, higher rates of poverty, lower qualities of life, lower levels of education. Then in areas with pro-choice policy, we see higher wages on average, higher qualities of life on average, higher levels of employment, less poverty, compared to the pro-life ones.
Do you have a cutoff on when a mother could have an abortion?
Morally or legally?
Both.
Morally, I mean, I think that elective lethal abortions become morally wrong after consciousness. Legally, it's a little bit iffy. I'm kind of agnostic. I think that there's a lot of concerns that need to be considered. So now, why do you think that a woman shouldn't be able to get an abortion?
Because under science, the unique DNA strand is developed under conception. And
okay, so biological life begins at the moment of conception, but that is a scientific fact, not a moral argument.
I guess is it's who why does another human being get to decide the existence of another?
Because I'd argue that there's no I'd argue that there's no identifiable traits of a fetus that would make that fetus morally valuable, and that fetus is dependent upon the bodily resources of the mother. So because of that dependency and the fact that I don't think there's any identifiable characteristics of the fetus that should make it morally valuable, I'd say that any woman or girl should be well within her rights to go and access abortion, and acting upon her right to bodily autonomy, because I don't see any reason why she shouldn't be able to.
Man, I'm stumped, Dean. I don't know. I don't think it's morally correct.
Right. Well, but like, do you have like any good reason to believe that, or is it just kind of driven by your own emotion? Because if it's just an emotionally driven argument, well, I could tell you that my emotions dictate it's not wrong. I just don't really feel that way. So if we could use emotions to dictate legislation, I'm going to use my emotions to hopefully dictate legislation to keep it legal, and you can't critique that argument because it's just as logically sound as your own.
Damn, Dean. You're good at what you do. I guess other reasons why is it's because when a woman, I guess there's two options for when a woman should have an abortion, in my opinion, is when she's raped or when the baby is gonna have like problems, or I don't want to say the word. It's gonna have like developmental problems. Okay. Those are the only two circumstances.
Okay. I just don't think that you've given any reason why they'd be wrong in others.
I guess then what's the point of having laws for unaliving?
What's the point of having laws against murder? Because
what's the difference between unaliving or having an abortion and unaliving a human being?
Yeah, for sure. So I could like tell you I think it's wrong to murder you, but it's not wrong to kill a fetus. I'd argue that it's wrong to murder you because you have a mind, you are sentient, you subjectively interact in the world around you, you have desires, you have interests, and you use those desires and interests to build a life. And once again, it can reduce back down to subjective interpretations of the world around you. Sentience. Fetuses don't have that. Fetuses cannot subjectively interact in the world around them. Fetuses do not have any level of consciousness. Fetuses do not have a mind. And because fetuses do not have a mind, fetuses do not have any subjective interaction in the world around them, I don't think that fetuses can be harmed.
So the developmental stage is a factor for you.
Well, so developmental stage insofar as the presence or lack thereof of sentience. Because without a mind, I just don't think that it's like you could be harmed. Like you can't harm a rock. Why? Because a rock doesn't have a mind. A rock, it isn't rational. A rock can't subjectively interact in the world around itself, right? But neither can a fetus.
But the fetus can have potential later.
Yeah, sure. So like the fetus will potentially have this trait in the future, but if it's aborted, it certainly won't.
All right, Dean. Well, I appreciate you having me on, brother. You're good at what you do, man. I think when you do you have kids?
Nope.
Once you have kids, maybe that'll kind of change your perception, but
Listen, dude, I think that there's many women out there that would rather regret having an abortion than regret having children. Just saying.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to men having, if you don't want kids, just have a vasectomy.
Right.
There you go.
But
I just think it's just morally wrong. I don't know. That's just where I stand. Thanks for having me, Dean.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Of course, Chad. Something else I'd say here is that, like, once again, it doesn't really sound like you have any reason to believe that it's morally wrong. You just simply do. Well, I mean, like, men thought it was, like, morally wrong for women to enter into the workforce with no good reason, just their own emotions. Do you think that we should have allowed the emotions of said men to restrict women's access to the workforce? No. So then why should we allow the emotions of men to restrict women's access to healthcare? I don't know. All right, we're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in the box, guys. Go ahead and hop inside of that queue if you are an American adult.
I'm jorking it, Dean. Can you help me, baby?
Ryan, bad. No. Moving on to the next guest right now, guys. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult. that supports Trump as president. We got a couple people to thank here. Shannon, thank you for the $2 over at Vim. I appreciate you for that love, Shannon. And Beadwork, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. He says Ryan is the drunk uncle at the cookout, constantly talking about his high school days. Yeah, dude. I think Ryan's still in the queue somewhere. We had to let him go. Ryan was getting a little bit too crazy. Appreciate you so much for the $10. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you want to support what we do here, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok and in the pinned message over on YouTube. What's going on, Michaela? Do you support Trump? Nope, guys. We're gonna go ahead and look for a Trump supporter that is a woman. So if you're a woman inside of the queue, please make sure that you're MAGA. Hello, Erica. Do you support Trump?
Why do you follow Andrew Wilson on Instagram?
The debater?
Yeah, he's disgusting.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that I follow him, but I likely followed him to, see what he's debating about. I mean, I keep up with like other people in the debate space on the right and on the left.
Wasn't he supposed to debate you and Dean and he would like run away? But I find it hard to believe that you didn't know that you were following him on Instagram.
Why would I lie? I guess because I don't think there's nothing wrong with me following him on Instagram. So if I did know, why would I lie about it?
Was following Andrew Wilson from the whatever podcast.
Yeah, I don't think that
Him of all people.
I don't think that there's anything wrong to ensure that I'm kept up with what other large influencers inside of the debate space on the internet are doing, or saying, or talking about, or posting. Right? Like for instance,
the people that he's
you understand that the reason
someone who's slurred.
You understand that the reason I'd want to keep up with the content that somebody like Andrew Wilson posts is to ensure that I could effectively counter it if needed. Right? Like if there's a growing movement within these alt-right spaces,
the type of people that
specifically targeting for instance women for maybe a given reason, and it's this new fad where they all of a sudden are all honing in on the fact that they think that women should leave the workforce. Okay, well, I'm going to ensure that I know that by keeping up with what they're posting, so then we could effectively counter that on live. I think it's really important to know, right, what is being talked about. I think it's important to know what people on the right are saying. I think it's important to know especially what those on the alt-right with a platform are preaching to their audiences. Right? Following him gives him nothing, but following him gives me insight into what those with the platform on the right are saying. And if I'm not keeping up with what those with the platform on the right are saying, then I'd never be able to combat it.
But do you follow people like Trump and other conservatives, or people who have slurred on the internet and stuff and spread very harmful misogynistic ideal views as well, just to keep up with their content?
Well, the way that I keep up with Trump is by Truth Social, which I downloaded just so I could look at his account and keep up with everything he posts, and then also other independent journalists on TikTok. But, if there wasn't other independent journalists on TikTok reporting everything that Trump does or says, then yeah, I would follow Trump.
Okay, I just found it odd that someone from the whatever podcast you follow, and he's very sick and vile, and I just didn't.
He has a
really
I think
with him.
So I think it's,
and it just didn't make sense with.
I think that it's not only important, but damn near obligatory for me as somebody with a large platform on the left to be following and keeping up with what people on the right with large platforms are saying too. Not only is that important, it's damn near obligatory, and it would honestly be, right, damn near negligent of me not to do that. It would be so negligent of me, right, to have the platform I do while socially ostracizing myself from what those on the right with platforms as well are saying. Okay? Because of the position that I'm in, right, I can't, cover my ears and say, I'm not going to listen to what they're saying. It's almost obligatory for me to seek out what they're saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I just don't understand. Anyways, that's fine. I feel like you can still do the same thing without following those type of people.
What does a follow, what does me following him on Instagram do for him? Because what it does for me is it would allow me to see his content more. But like I said, I don't even know I was following him. I'm just saying if I did know, there'd be nothing wrong with that. I'm not sure that me following his account does anything for Andrew, but it obviously would do a lot for me, because then I'd see more of what the people on the right with platforms are talking about.
Well, I feel like it somewhat does give him attention and a platform.
Okay, well, if like the people like that I followed gave the individuals that I followed like attention and a platform, then like why aren't like my friends from high school that I follow on Instagram internet celebrities? You know, I guess I just don't really agree.
I don't know. I feel like you and Parker are very strongly against those ideals and those views. I
Right.
feel like there are particular people that you guys deliberately would not follow for very obvious reasons, but still keep up and maybe
I
like,
keep up with the worst
for
of the
instance,
worst.
like,
I keep up with the worst of the worst.
well, I know, like you went on Nick Fuentes's debate thing, and like Parker chose not to for like obvious reasons and sucks. Like I know there are like differences between you two, but my point was that I don't know. I just didn't really want to associate you so much with, especially given some of the controversial stuff that you've done. I understand you took accountability
I don't
for
know.
them and you
What
actively speak against
honestly,
them.
what it sounds like is like you just want to like spawn in Dean hate. I mean, I'm sure that there's like a better way to.
I don't.
I feel like there's a better way to word my sentiment there, but that's just kind of what it feels like. You know, it sounds like you want to like manufacture, right, like reasons for people to not like me.
No, because I don't dislike you. I'm just trying to understand, which you already gave me an explanation. It's fine. Again, I guess at the end of the day, fundamentally, it's just going to be like, I don't really agree with it, and you have a right to follow whoever you want to follow.
Like I said,
I don't dislike you, and I don't think you should get hate for
I didn't
it.
even I didn't even know that I followed Andrew. I think I followed him when I was like scheduled to go on the whatever podcast with him with like Parker like 2.5 years ago. I think I followed him so I could DM him. But of course that never ended up happening, and I've just probably been following him ever since. Like I said, I don't know. I just don't really think it's that big of a deal. Nor do I think it's wrong. I think it'd be like perfectly fine, right, for like somebody in my position to be like following individuals on the right to keep up with what they're saying, the hate that they're espousing to their base, right? Because like politics is an evolving issue. Every day there's new attacks on more people. Every day there's a new angle to try to rain tyranny on the country around us and to justify the tyranny that already exists. And if I don't keep up with the new angles, the new talking points, the new offshoots and variants of, thinly veiled fascism, then I don't think I'm doing my job to the best of my ability.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess that's a different point of view to put out there. But another thing I was going to ask you, because one time I was watching your live and
Unfortunately, I'm just going to give you that one question because we are just looking for Trump supporters. You do have a good rest of your day, though. You do take care. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. Only opposite of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box right now, y'all. Here we go. We got Ray tuning into the live. Oh, what is going on? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
You are very obviously a young child, quite frankly. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. We got Man United loading up in. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
18.
Obviously not. Fucking hell. Moving on to the next guest. Jesus Christ. We got a bunch of fetuses today. What is it a weekend? That's probably why it's a weekend. They don't have school tomorrow. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? Hey. Oh, age? Age. Okay, they're going on pause. I think that they're also a child, so I'm just gonna go to kick them. Moving on to the next guest right now, y'all. Moving on as we speak. Here we go, everyone. What is going on, James? Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean.
Hi. Do you support Trump?
No.
Banned. Hello, Ace. Do you support Trump?
Yes and no, if that makes sense. Like,
Not really.
some stuff he does, yes.
How about this? Knowing everything that you do now, if you're teleported back to last November, would you still vote for Trump?
Everything that I know, like that's current happening.
Yeah.
Probably not. I probably wouldn't have voted. To be honest with you, I probably.
Ace, I think that you're in the right place. You should be watching the stream. Unfortunately, we are just looking to debate individuals on it that like support Trump full-heartedly. But I think that that's awesome that you're willing to like change your mind predicated on the shit that he does. What's up? Do you support Trump? You got 5 seconds to respond, Brendan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Banned. Moving on to the next guest, everyone, just to give us a minute. Like I said, I think that we're going to try to find a woman who is a Trump supporter. If you are a Trump supporting woman, let me know by hopping in that queue. Let me know by saying something down below in the comment section. Let me know. We'll get you up here. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, I support you, Dean.
Love you. Have a good rest of your day. We are just looking for Trump supporters. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Lily. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the box right now. Hey, as well as Tommy. Thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube. I really appreciate you for that love, Tommy. Tommy with the $50 says, look at the MAGA, the MAGAs screaming, quote unquote, money from the DNC with zero proof. Lordy Lord. They keep on making it up. No, man, they love to think I'm paid by the DNC. It's funny. Honestly, I think it's great. I would love to hear an argument provided that from somebody that thinks I'm paid by the DNC. You know, I just want to see the rationale. But seriously, thank you for the $50, Tommy. That is insane. Let's get 500 Tommy W's down below. Thank you so much. What's up, user? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
You're a very small child. Hello, Vicious. Do you support Trump?
Shut your ass up.
Oh, well, he sounds very angry. I'm going to shut you up by removing you from the live stream to move on to the next guest. Let's go and get our next guest, Mike, loaded up in the box. Here we go, guys. Hop inside of that queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. Hello, do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. No, I don't, but what if...
Super Bass, just looking for Trump supporters. Have a great rest of your night. All right. Hello, do you support Trump?
I do not.
Bass, please stay out of the queue if you do not. Please stay out of the queue if you do not. Moving on to the next guest, D. Wait, this may have been the same D that we just had up. This may have been the same D that we just had up. I don't know. Hello, do you support Trump? D? Nope, D's not here. Wow, we could have 9,000 people tuning into the broadcast and can't find one person that supports Trump. That's how you know they're scared. Hello, Julia. You were saying that you're a Trump supporter in the comment section. Was it a troll?
No, I'm real. Sorry.
What year were you born in?
I was 2007.
And you're how old?
I'm 18.
You said in the comment section that you're 19. Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. All right. Okay, next guest's name is Frank. Long day, long day. Let's see here. Clarkson, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. And Stephanie with a 1. Appreciate you guys. And then Catherine, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. And Ducky with a 10. Thank you so much, Catherine and Ducky. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you, Frank?
I am 31.
Oh, and you support this tyrant. No, Frank, come on, man. We got to get you on the right side of history. You need to leave that cult, dude.
Okay, let's see what's up on my ears.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just go ahead and hit you with a zinger real quick. If Biden just like literally called for the death of his political opponents, of Republicans, would any reasonable American stop supporting him as president?
I have no clue, but I am going to be on the side of whatever party supports Israel.
Frank, are you trolling?
I am not.
Why?
Hey, that is something biblical. We're supposed to pray for our brothers, our older brothers, and we're going to support them. And they're the people they're chosen people of God. So we're going to stand up and support them however we need to.
So dispensationalism, the Christian theological theory that you're referencing, that, you know, still yet the individuals living in Israel today are the chosen people of God, was like a really half-assed theological theory developed in the 70s. It's by no means true. But I mean, it's also worthwhile to point out here that I really don't think you should just be bowing the knee to a terroristic state hell-bent on the ethnic cleansing of a population of millions, right? It's pretty bad.
No, well, definitely, but there is also many other reasons of why I would support whichever political side with this other thing is
it seems like pretty anti-American, right? You're basically saying regardless of what the president does to America, you'll support them as long as they do good for Israel. This is
not just Israel, but also pro-life.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This is like an American last view here.
No, not also just for that. It's also pro-life. So
so you think that the death of babies is non-negotiable?
It's non-negotiable. Yes.
Okay, so then why is it negotiable in reference to the IDF like killing 5-year-old girls by burning them in their school buildings?
Can you give me more examples of what you're referencing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure. More examples? Yeah, like the one newborn baby that starves to death per day in the Gaza Strip. Yeah,
And the Gaza
or
Strip.
like the 53 children that were killed via an air raid orchestrated by the state of Israel during this quote unquote peace agreement brokered by the Trump administration, not even 10 days after it was signed into law.
Definitely, but like for instance, the people in Gaza, their people have been doing a lot more things to the United States to cause us to have to do something to defend ourselves or other country to defend themselves. So
Okay,
what I'm referencing,
so in all reality, you just think that like this 5-year-old girl that was burned to death in the school building, or the newborn per day that starves, right? They're an imminent threat to our national security. So we got to kill
not the
them.
5-year-old girl, but whoever their people are that are causing all of these things to
Honestly,
happen.
I think,
Unfortunately, their actions are the
I
cause
think that
of that
Israel.
little
I think that
5-year girl
Israel.
having to die.
I think that
Unfortunately,
Israel.
but what I'm
I think that
referencing
one
is going to
moment.
be
I think that Israel.
unborn children.
I just want to talk to you for a second. I think that Israel's a threat to national security because of people like you, right? They'll like bow the knee to the state of Israel no matter what, brainwashed into a cult. As long as it's pro-Israel, I'm on board. That is a threat to national security because what it tells us is that the security of our nation is on the line and is negotiable insofar as the trade-off of the security of our nation would be bettering the state of Israel. You know what I mean? Right? Like we if we were to have your view installed in our representatives, our congressmen and women, right? If a bill were to destroy America but save Israel, you'd hop on board because it's what is in the best interest of the chosen people of God, right? I think that's like what you said. That was your argument. I mean, like, come on. That's a genuine threat to our national security. It's an American last view. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just really wanted to be able to say that.
No, definitely, and thank you for making your point across. But more than anything, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of anybody's political views, I have felt the tangible presence of God, and because of that, there's something called the Holy Spirit that gives you revelation, understanding, and discernment of when you're supposed to stand up for something specifically. The first thing that I mentioned was Israel. Yes,
Okay,
they are the chosen people of God.
Use
They are
that discernment that the Holy Spirit gives you. Discern this for me. Would God stand by ethnic cleansing?
He would not stand by ethnic cleansing.
So God wouldn't stand by the current state of Israel.
He would stand up to because they are the chosen people of God. So it does say in the Bible that he's going to allow them to defend themselves. So there's going to be many countries that are going to stand up against them, but because they are the chosen people of God, he's going to be defending them.
So explain to me how Israel killing innocent children, men and women, is defending themselves.
How is it that they a country defending themselves? How is that like them? Israel has been defending themselves. They have been the target.
How is killing innocent men, women, and children defending themselves? Like, seriously, just answer.
It's defending themselves. They have to go ahead and do something against. Unfortunately, they're not not unfortunately. They are not targeting these men and children, these women and children. They are actively
they're not targeting
defending
them, then
themselves.
why are they dead?
They are dead because, unfortunately, that is a cause of what people within the other countries. That's just the cause. That is war. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done to control war.
Okay, well, if there's nothing that can be done to control the bombing of schools, hospitals, churches, mosques, so on and so forth, then why are they doing it?
Well, okay, let me ask you this. How would you go about making sure that there's agreements into these? Obviously, having conversations is something that people are not willing to do. If a country is being attacked for many, many years, generations, decades of this country being attacked, how would you say Israel should go about defending themselves?
I think that the fact that Israel is ethnically cleansing the Palestinian individuals will only cause them to be attacked more.
The Palestinian individuals have also.
If you really care, right? If you really care about the people living in Israel, then you should be on like my side here. You should be on my side here, right? Because this is causing Israel to get attacked more. This is causing Germany to revoke arm shipments. This caused the Biden-Harris administration to terribly put like a very shitty arms embargo at the end of their administration. Kind of hypocrite. Whatever. I don't support Israel. They just did it last second, so I thought it was a little bit odd. Wish they would have done it a whole lot earlier. This wouldn't have caused Canada to recognize Palestinian statehood because apparently the existence of a Palestinian state is a threat to the state of Israel, which should prove that the state of Israel is an expansionist, terroristic ethno-state by its own nature. But that aside, right, these things are obviously bad for Israel, so we shouldn't do them. right? Therefore, you should be on my side here, arguing that the current state of Israel, right, is terrible. Netanyahu and his government are just completely evil because they are doing things that are threatening the safety of the state of Israel.
Who is the God of the Palestinians?
Well, I don't think that all Palestinians would fall under the same religion, but I mean, like a predominant religion amongst Palestinians would be Islam.
Exactly. So they have a different God. They don't believe in the one true living God, the God that is not in
this
the.
shouldn't really matter at all. I don't
does
think that,
actually. The major reason.
I don't think that your religious beliefs dictate your innate moral value. And if they did, well, because a fetus doesn't have a mind and they can't conceive of religion, therefore they're by nature an absence of a belief in a religion. Thereby they don't.
A
believe
fetus
Christian
does.
God, therefore they don't have the right to life under your view. If the Palestinian children don't have the right to life because they don't believe in the Christian God, then neither do fetuses, right?
So fetuses do actually have a mind, because there has been many instances where, and even this is something that is even biblical. Biblical is truth. Literally, whenever.
Wait.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just had to pop in here with another thought. Okay, if individuals practicing Islam don't believe in the same God as you do, then neither do individuals practicing Judaism.
Exactly, but 1 second. There's actually one other thing. Hang on.
Is Israel a Jewish state?
Let's bring clarity to
what
one
the fuck?
thing first. Hang on, wait. Let's bring clarity to one thing first. The first thing that you mentioned was that fetuses don't have a mind, or that literally you just don't go ahead and you don't acknowledge them as life. But whenever a fetus is in the womb, there's something that is actually so beautiful, and this is when Jesus was in Mary's womb, and John the Baptist's mother approached Mary. It says that the womb leaped of joy because it felt that there was a presence of someone else next to him, and that was Jesus. So John the Baptist jumped in the womb because he felt that Jesus was next to him. So right there, from those moments, even from those moments, you can acknowledge that there's life in the fetus. So I don't know at what point you determine that a fetus has life, but literally from the moment of conception.
How could a fetus be jumping for joy when they don't even have a brain?
But it's in the womb. It's something that it's literally created. So you think in order for something to be living and considered full of life, it has to have a brain?
No, I think that biological life would be present in the moment of conception. I just think that that's a mere scientific fact, not a moral argument for why it would be wrong to terminate said life.
But no, I don't think something necessarily.
Wait, I just want to clarify. Does anybody else remember doing cartwheels when your mother was pregnant and your dad walked up next to her? I vividly remember being a 5-week-old fetus. Okay, my brain didn't even start to develop yet. That happens at around 7 or 8 weeks. But I was doing literal cartwheels and jumping for joy, right? When my dad came over and gave my mom a nice kiss. Loving parents made me happy.
I hope that you did. If you remember that, that's something actually super beautiful, Dean. Dude, but anything more? No, actually,
I didn't even have a brain at that point. Fetuses don't start brain development until a couple weeks later. Of course, they.
No, yeah, definitely. More than anything, I've been trying to jump in on here in your debates and stuff. But more than anything, did not want to debate, man. I just wanted to tell you that I admire you. I admire you so much. You're a very bold individual, and I know that you stand up for what you believe. I just wanted to tell you, man, that you're constantly being prayed over. You genuinely show that you are a kind person. Obviously, we don't agree with our political views, but I just want us to jump in here and say, hey, not all Trump supporters are the exact same.
You have admiration for me, even though I do not believe in the same God as you, but then you attempted to use that fact of Palestinians to justify their ethnic cleansing.
Well, hang on. Back to what I was trying to tell you, man. I just think that you are someone who's called to leadership. I believe that you're someone that God wants to use in super, super amazing ways to reach a whole platform of people that follow you. And I just pray that you have an encounter with God that just marks your life forever, where you're able to discern a lot of things. I know everybody has completely different views, and I know you have your point of view of people who support Trump, but I just wanted to jump in here and say, hey, man.
I'm sorry.
Autism.
Okay, so we removed him and then we replaced him with a child that moaned. Okay, very interesting. these lives, man. What the hell's going on? We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest at this point, guys. Go ahead and hop instead of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, guys. Somebody in the queue says SHMS. They're in fucking high school. Dude, get out of my queue. Get out of my queue. We're only here looking to talk to American adults that support Trump as president. Please, bro, please. Moving on to the next guest right now, y'all. We got them loading up into the box. We got Sammy and MAGA. Hello, MAGA. Do you support Trump? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Band. Sammy, do you support Trump?
Hello, grandbaby.
Band. Moving on to the next guest. Moving on to the next guest. Moving on to the next guest. Hello, do you support Trump?
Do you?
Yeah, obviously, big Trump supporter. Very clearly.
Is it an anxiety pen?
Yeah, it is. Very, 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 very clearly an anxiety pen. It's an anxiety pen, and I'm a Trump supporter, right? Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Only hop inside that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump. Please follow the rules. Moving on to the next guest right now. We got Jordan loading up into the box. Jordan's bio says, God loves you. God loves me. Yippee. Hello, do you support Trump? Jordan? Oh, God. Jordan's not here, guys. Say a prayer for Jordan. Say a prayer for Jordan. God loves you, Jordan. Moving on to the next guest here, we got Dog's family loading up into the box. Hello, do you support Trump? All right. Yeah, the queue's like fucked, dude. The queue is fucked, man. Oh, my goodness gracious. The queue is cooked. There's not a Trump supporter in sight. Not a Trump supporter in sight, you guys. They don't want to come up here anymore, honestly, right? They've learned that, you know, when they do come up here, they get cooked, and it's very bad for them, and so therefore they've stopped coming up here. If you're watching and you're an American adult that supports Trump and you're not afraid and you want the smoke, let me know in that comment section. I'll seek you out. Benjamin, thank you so much for the $10.
I love you, Dean. I love you.
Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, Ben. Good to see you again, my friend. Thank you for the 10. Let's get 100 Ben W's. As well as Preston, thank you for the $10 as well on Venmo. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. And then Hattie, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. He says, hey, Dean, I'm with my MAGA family tonight, and I've been banished to another room because, excuse me, they're talking about how amazing Trump is, and I refuse to agree. They're mad. I'm watching you, but I couldn't be happier. All the love as always, Dean. Dude, Addy, first and foremost, good to see you again. Second of all, thank you for the $25. And third of all, you should try to get one of them on the mic. Get one of them on the mic, dude. Get one of them on the mic. Guys, if you want to support me, you can actually find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio over on TikTok. And the pinned comment on that YouTube stream, I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. They go straight to me. Welcome in, mister. You're a Trump supporter?
I am. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 22.
And what time is it?
I am from Norway.
Norway. Well, shout out to Norway, but not shout out to you since you're a Trump supporter. We're only looking oh, God, Jesus Christ. Horror movie. Still looking for that next guest, you guys. It has been a while since we've come across our last Trump supporter. They don't want to talk, guys. I think that our mission may be accomplished. I don't really see much more we could do here, considering the fact that literally nobody wants to debate me. They're all spineless nerds. The stream might be dead. Hello, Trinity. Do you support Trump?
Oh my God, I did not mean to join the queue.
No worries, Trinity. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Come on, where are the Trump supporters at, bro?
I'm 22.
Okay, and Isabella, you're MAGA?
I am.
You're still MAGA, bro?
Still?
What is doing this to you? We've talked like 3 times. You live in like the most liberal city I've ever been to. Like what
well,
is
actually,
what is
I'm in
doing this to you?
Oklahoma right now.
Oh,
And
you're from Oklahoma.
I'm not from. I'm actually Texan. I'm just a military brat.
You're from Oklahoma. So you're
I'm
from
Texan.
Texas, but your father or mother's in the military, and right now you're with them in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay. Makes sense.
What?
Just saying. Makes sense. Yo, Glarus, get back in that queue. I'll have you up next. So I want to ask you a question, Isabella. If Biden literally called for the death of Republicans, said that they should be hung, would any reasonable American stop supporting them as president?
When did he do that? When did Trump do that?
Oh, no, I said if Biden did this. Like, if Biden did this, would any reasonable American stop supporting him as president?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so therefore, like, Trump did the inverse to Democrats, right? You said, this is punishable by death. Hang them, right? You would stop supporting him since you're a reasonable American?
I mean, I'd be kind of like disgusted.
But would you stop supporting him?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you just said
because I feel like everyone says stuff all the time.
But you said if any reasonable American, you said any reasonable American would stop supporting Biden if Biden called for the execution of Republicans. Therefore, on the inverse, any reasonable American would stop supporting Trump if he called for the execution of Democrats, right?
Yes.
Are you a reasonable American?
Of course I am.
So it'd follow that you'd stop supporting him as president.
I wouldn't say that. I just like I don't support him as a person, if that makes sense.
But he's using
And
the
like
office
he's
of the
better
presidency.
than
He's using the
other
office of the
side.
presidency, right, to like call for the death of people like me.
Wait, what? When did he do this?
Oh yeah, a couple, like maybe like a week and a half ago. The president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, is now demanding the execution, more specifically the
Let's see if I can
hanging
skip to the
of
middle.
any Democrat urging our military to ignore any unlawful order given
Post published
to
by the
them
Wash-
by him. I can't believe that this is a real video. I never thought.
Okay,
I
we're
would
just
be
gonna have to watch it
reporting
all the
this
way through.
headline
I'm
in
sorry.
my life. And just to clarify, you heard me right. If you want
We're gonna have
members
to
of our
watch it all the way
military
through.
to honor their oath and uphold the Constitution, then Donald Trump wants you dead. So here's everything that you need to know.
Here we go.
Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. He responded to a post published by the Washington Examiner titled, "Democratic Veterans in Congress Urge Service Members to Refuse Unspecified Unlawful Orders," by saying that this is really bad and dangerous to our country and that their words cannot be allowed to stand. He then followed that up with a second post that reads, "This is seditious behavior, punishable by death." And then he reposted a comment that reads, quote unquote, "Hang them, George Washington would." This
Wait, but he didn't post that. And also, have we seen what he's been saying on that? Like, he says whatever. Like, I feel like it's not serious or anything.
Okay, well, I mean,
Just
it's
like
very-
gotta
it's
get
very-
Gramps off
so
of it.
It's very serious, right, to the 7 Democratic lawmakers referenced in the article that he responded to. They've been receiving nonstop death threats to themselves and their family.
Oh, I was not aware of that at all.
Right, so is it still just a meme? Is it still just a troll that we shouldn't care about? Right, because we like, I just can't believe that you're telling me that I shouldn't take the fucking president serious.
Well, I wasn't saying that. More of like, I think we just need to take away Gramps' like Truth Social at this point.
Okay, dude,
And social
if
media.
he's too irresponsible to have access to Truth Social, then he's probably too irresponsible to have access to the office of the presidency. Just a thought, Isabella. Think about it. Come on, that's so reasonable.
No, because I feel like lots of people say things without thinking all the time. It's very common.
Our president definitely shouldn't. That should kind of be like a disqualifier.
I see where you're coming from, I do, but I don't know, we're all human.
Okay, have you
So-
ever called for the death of your political opponents?
No.
Oh, so you're not human.
I am human, but I'm
Yeah,
just
come
saying that like people say stuff all the time.
Okay, people do say stuff all the time, but can you ever name any other elected political official in this country that has called for the death of their political opponents directly?
Not off the top of my head.
But I thought it happened all the time.
No, I didn't mean that,
Oh, so
obviously. I
people
meant
say
just that
stuff- so
people say
say
stuff.
say
yes.
stuff all the time, but they don't say this all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't look at him from like a how do I say I don't look at him. I more look at him from a business point perspective.
So you don't really
not-
care what he
like
says.
some-
You don't really like. Bottom line, you don't care what he says.
Like I don't even look at like his socials or anything
so,
that he
so
says.
if he
on
went on
there.
Truth Social and he said "Hail Hitler," you'd just say, "Well, we need to take Gramps' access to technology away. No more social media for you, but I like his economic policy." Or would you stop supporting him as president?
I mean, I probably would just I probably say conservative, but like just wouldn't support him.
Okay, so we can stop supporting Trump, predicated on the things that he says, So why is him calling for the execution of either means of hanging of his political opponents not enough?
I feel like just within his presidency, he's done much better than what he says.
Okay, well, like I said, in these two scenarios, we'd be assuming that he's done the same thing. Okay,
And I
if
didn't
Donald
see
Trump
that
had
he
passed
called
the
for
same
the
policy
death.
and done the same thing, right?
He didn't post anything about that.
Yeah, he did. He said that this is punishable by death, then he posted somebody saying to hang them.
Well, that wasn't him though.
Okay, he's the one that reposted it, meaning that he agrees with it and he amplified that message.
Yeah, but people repost like all the time. That doesn't mean that they're saying it themselves.
So people do repost things all the time, typically for two reasons: either that they agree with it or they find it funny. And now I have a really compelling argument for you here that he agrees with what they said, considering the fact that he said it was punishable by death, not even 30 minutes before he reposted that.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? I was not.
People typically repost things for one of two reasons. Either they agree with it or they find it funny. Okay? It could also be a convergence of the two things. Now, we know that he reposted this because he agrees with it, as this repost came not even 30 minutes after he said that what they did should be punishable by death. Why do I have to argue this, Isabella?
I see that, but I don't... It's just that I feel that what he's done rather than what he's on doing on social media is a big
so if he did all the same things, passed all the same policies, but went on Truth Social and said "Hail Hitler," you would still support him as president.
Well, also, what if they just didn't have Truth Social?
So can you answer my question?
I wouldn't have never seen that.
Can you answer my question? If you went on Truth Social and said "Hail Hitler," but he passed all the same policy and did all the same things, would you still support him as president?
Well, I feel like I'd take it as a joke because that cannot be serious.
So if our president tweeted "Hail Hitler," you would still continue to support him as president because you'd assume it's not that serious.
I'd hope they're joking.
Oh my God. Why would we even be okay with our president joking about hailing Hitler?
That one I don't have an answer for.
Right. I mean, from your perspective, he could go on Truth Social and say anything. He could say "Hail Hitler," "Grape women," "I hate black people." He could say anything, and you just still continue to support him.
No, I'm just saying that there's lots of people that support him because they don't even have Truth Social, so you can't see what he's saying 24/7.
Okay, so if he went on Truth Social and he said, "You should grape women," would you still support him
Okay,
as president?
no, I would not support him.
Okay, you wouldn't support him as president if he said you should grape women. So obviously you wouldn't support him as president if he did grape a woman. Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, you didn't say that one coming because that's what a court determined less than 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, civil court, E. Jean Carroll versus Donald J. Trump. All unanimous 9 jurors held him liable for graping her.
The jurors weren't related to her in any way?
No.
They didn't know her or anything?
Nope.
Oh. Okay, well, I don't support him as a person,
but you just told me you'd stop supporting him as president if he said you should grape women, but then all of a sudden when he actually does,
I
it's
already
different.
said that I didn't. I didn't support him as a person overall.
You said you wouldn't support him as president if he said you should grape women, but then once again, when he actually does, apparently it's different. You're basically saying here that him saying you should grape women is worse than actually graping a woman. Is that your position?
I think those are both terrible.
Okay,
saying
so you
is
agree
terrible,
that they're both terrible.
and having that happen is terrible.
So then why are you holding a red line against him saying you should grape women, but then not holding a red line against him actually graping a woman?
Because I don't support him as a person. I think that's terrible and horrendous.
But listen to me. The red line that you're holding against him, hypothetically saying you should grape women, is you told me that you would no longer support him as president if he said that.
I just think he's the better of two odds. And
so if he said that you should grape women, would you still support him as president?
I wouldn't support him as a person.
That's not what I asked you.
Well, I I just don't think.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
No, I
It's
think that's terrible and horrendous.
it's a
I
fucking
just
cult.
think
It is a cult.
that
It is a cult. If he said,
he
"Hail Hitler,
just-
N-word, go great."
like I said, I don't support him as a person. I don't like him. I wouldn't do any of that.
A second. Okay. For a cruise. Life suck. Okay. Legally make their life suck. What about that? I'm sorry to hear that. That is terrible. Thank you for the $10, Nikki. Legally make their life suck. Okay. Hello. Do you support Trump?
Hello.
Hi. Are you MAGA?
Yes. I'm like, okay,
How old are
hear
you?
me out, please. I'm sorry?
How old are you?
I'm 21.
What year were you born in?
2004.
Yeah, and why do you 2004?
Sorry, 2004. I'm nervous.
Okay,
I
no.
have really bad social anxiety.
No worries. So why do you support Trump?
Okay, so I'm like on the verge of like switching over, and I just kind of wanted to see if you could like change my mind about one thing.
I can try my best.
Okay, I'm very open-minded. I think I've just been mostly like brainwashed by my family to like supporting that side. And so like I'm really trying to like understand stuff better. Okay, so like the one thing like with ICE, I do not support like how violent and stuff it is or like anything like that. But one thing that like I'm like confused about is like I have this family member and like she came here I don't want to say like legally. I don't like that word either. But she came here illegally and she gets like stuff from like the government. So she gets like social security and all that, but she's undocumented and I'm just like so confused how that can happen because I know like they don't qualify for that stuff. So like is there any way like
What
there's
state
a
do you live in?
Washington State.
Well,
But she
so
lives
10 out
in
of our-
Florida.
Oh, she does not get any benefits if she's
That's what I'm like
undocumented.
so confused about.
So this either means that she's not getting benefits or she's not an undocumented immigrant.
Okay.
There's just no other option. She's either
Like,
committing
there's-
identity fraud, she's not an undocumented immigrant, or she's not getting benefits.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Is that all that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving on to the next guess. On the opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be an American adult that still supports this terrible tyrant as president, please, 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 please. Dom, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, who says, I told you last week I had a journalistic opportunity. I'll take a look at that, Dom. Thank you for the $5. And Grace, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Says, thank you for all that you do. Sending love from Ido. Love to you and love to Ido. Thank you for the $10, Grace. I really appreciate you so much for supporting what we do here. Shout out to Grace and Dom down below in that chat. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Yeah,
How
I
old are
do.
you?
20.
Oh, cringe, bro. Why do you support this idiot?
Because I don't think he's done anything wrong.
Oh, he's never done anything wrong? I mean, wasn't it like pretty wrong? When
Subjectively, I don't think he's subjectively done anything wrong.
like nothing ever.
Nope.
Okay, so you're obviously trolling.
I'm not trolling. I can't judge him subjectively.
So like for instance, when he boasted about sexually exploiting naked women and naked girls, that wasn't wrong to you.
Well, subjectively, no.
So do you not think it's wrong to like sexually exploit naked children?
Well, subjectively, I cannot judge him for that. So
So you can't judge somebody for sexually exploiting kids.
in your subjective morality view, people can only be in your subjective morality view, people can only be subjectively wrong, which doesn't really mean much.
So you're trying to say, from my perspective, I can't judge him for that.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I asked you this question from your perspective.
Well, I believe in objective.
So you came up here stating that you support Trump as president because you don't think that Donald Trump has ever done anything wrong.
Subjectively.
Okay, didn't you just say that subjective morality is incoherent?
Yeah, but I'm basically saying that you cannot judge him because of your subjective morality.
Yeah, I completely disagree. Right? But we're asking you about why you support Trump, and I'm internally critiquing your view. So from your position, you support Trump because you don't think that he's ever done anything wrong.
Subjectively, yeah.
So, but you just told me that you don't hold to subjective morality, so that's not your position.
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of critiquing the fact that you can't really say, because you believe in subjective morality, you can't really say what has done is wrong.
Okay. Well, do you know what a metaethical theory is?
Explain.
God damn it. Okay, listen. So you really shouldn't be talking about arguments to combat subjective
Well, just
morality,
explain.
given that you
Just
don't even know
explain
what a metaethical theory is. So metaethical theories, right, are basically moral theories that inquire insofar as where morality comes from. So subjective morality, subjectivity, okay, that is a metaethical theory. Objectivism is a metaethical theory. Nihilism is not.
Well, who are
really a
you
metaethical
appealing
theory.
to? Who are you appealing to when you're saying
is a
he's
metaethical theory, right? So I mean, maybe what I could give you here is like a pointer that if you want to like learn more, right, about the conflict between objectivism and subjectivism, and you want to intellectually discover maybe what metaethical theory makes the most sense to you, it is to research metaethical.
Well, I have a
theories.
question.
But
Who are you appealing to?
We're not here to debate metaethical theories.
Who are you appealing to when you're saying he's wrong? Yourself?
So I'd be appealing to my like normative standard of morality. I'd be
And how does that make him wrong?
One moment. So I'd be appealing to my normative framework of morality. Okay, because I'd say that I have like the certain framework that I use to determine, right, what things I think are wrong, what things I think are right, ultimately rooted within subjectivism, because I think, metaethically speaking, I'm a subjectivist. But this doesn't matter. None of this matters because we're here to debate about why you support Trump. We're not here to debate about metaethics.
So you concede the debate?
No, that's just not what we're debating.
But that's what I'm debating.
Define subjectivity.
Just like it's based off your personal opinion.
Fucking hell. You don't even know what subjectivity is and you want to debate me on it?
Yeah, it's literally based on your own opinion.
No, that is not. So subjectivity means mind dependence. Okay, do you know what objectivity means?
Yeah.
Define objectivity. If something's objective, define objective.
Objective is I mean, I don't know the definition.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Specifically,
so
it would be like
if you don't even know the definition. Okay, listen. If you don't even know the definitions,
it would be like a lack of like favors. It would be lack of favoritism toward one side or another.
No. Oh my God. Objectivity is mine.
Or freedom from bias.
So no, not necessarily.
I mean, that's what the definition literally says.
Okay, so you're reading the definition of objectivity used colloquially, not used philosophically in relation to metaethical theories. So when we use the word objectivity philosophically in reference to metaethical theories of morals, of morality, of ethics, of course, right? We define objectivity to be something in which is mind independent. Okay, so but like I just don't understand why you want to come up here hot and heavy. Right?
No, I'm not coming hot and heavy. I'm just saying.
If you want to come up here like hot and heavy to try to derail a stream where we're debating about if Trump is a good president or not, to try to completely derail that topic and shift it, right? In complete disregard of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are tuned in specifically to watch debates about the efficacy of the Trump administration, and then the topic that you want to shift it for in disregard of the thousands and thousands of people is to a topic that you know nothing about. Like, if you don't know what a metaethical theory is, you shouldn't be debating subjectivity versus objectivity, and you definitely shouldn't be debating subjectivity versus objectivity if you don't even know what subjectivity is. And you don't know what the definition of objectivity either. So if you want to debate me on why you support Trump as president, you could do that. But if you want to debate me on metaethical theories, I'm definitely going to recommend you go watch at least 3 solid crash courses on YouTube first. I could give you good references if you'd like them.
We can't debate if he's good when we can't define like what is good though. Like what are we appealing to say if something is good or bad?
Okay. Well, the only thing that'd be, well, first and foremost, you're actually confusing yourself. So when we use the word good, we're not always using the word good in a normative sense to relate something that ought be the case or something that should happen. Okay, because we could use the word good in other senses, right? So like when somebody comes up here and they say that Trump is a good president, they're not really using the word good there in a moral sense. They're not saying he's a moral president. They're saying that he's good insofar as he produces the outcome they want.
Well, like with the previous guest who you were asking, like if he said this, would you still support him? What is she basing that off of?
Well, now you're isolating it to specific conversation under that umbrella. Is Trump a good president? Right, to a moral conversation, right? But it's like, you know,
but it's all morals anyway. So.
I don't think it always falls down to morals. Sometimes it just falls down to like achieving a goal, right? Like you could say that he's a good president, insofar as his ability to achieve this set goal, right? Not because he's a president, insofar as his ability to like be moral. Right. But I mean, I honestly don't know a good way to like dumb down the concept of non-normative like goods and what that even means to tell you, because you're not like educated on these things.
Well, would you say that
right? But like, I guess just to
no
clear it up
morals
here,
in economics?
just to clear it up here, we can actually have a conversation, right, about the good or bad things Trump is doing, morally speaking, without appealing to our meta-ethical views. Like, for instance, right, somebody comes up here, they tell me that they think that abortion is morally wrong, and I could dispute that view without knowing that they're a realist. I could dispute that view without knowing that they're an objectivist. I could dispute that view without knowing that they're a subjectivist, because what I'd be disputing here would be their normative theory of ethics, not their meta-ethical theory of ethics. Do you know what a normative theory of ethics is? Here, unmute. Unmute your mic. Do you know what a normative theory of ethics is? I think class might be over. Well, we'll give him like one more opportunity here. Class might be over with 53 problems.
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay, bro. Okay, a normative theory of ethics, right, would be your moral theory that you use, your moral framework, sorry, your moral framework that you use to determine what is right and to determine what is wrong, unrelated to your meta-ethical theory, which is where that rightness and wrongness come from, right? So for like these debates, we're really only debating normative theories. We're not really debating meta-ethical theories.
You guys don't know what it means either, so stop saying that.
You're talking to me?
No.
Well, the people in the chat that are like clowning on you for not knowing what a normative theory are also didn't come up into the live and derail it from politics to normative.
Well, yeah, but you're appealing to authority, which is a fallacy.
You're trolling.
I'm not.
What authority am I appealing to?
Just whatever you said. I don't remember.
What
it
did
popped in my head when I first heard you.
So what did I say that was an appeal to authority fallacy? Can you be specific?
Well, you're appealing to your knowledge.
Yeah, I am. Dude, your IQ is too low to be a Phil, bro. Go find something else to waste your time on, please. Moving on to the next guest. Moving on. All right. Dude. Oh my God. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Dude watched like 30 minutes of Andrew Wilson and thinks he knows it. Philibus, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube. I appreciate you for that love, Philibus. Thank you so much for the love. Please show some love to Philibus down below in that chat for the $20. That is Filbus. Thank you so much for your kindness. And then Gizmojo, appreciate you for the 10 euros as well. You were awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, guys. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
So,
oh, that would be a very small child. Moving on to our next guest. Here we go, guys. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that is pro-Trump, everyone. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Okay, yo. Emily, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. She says, I enjoy seeing your debates. Thank you for speaking for those of us that cannot speak. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for the $10, Emily. I appreciate you for the love. Please show some love to Emily down below in that chat for the $10. And, oh my God, Asher, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Asher, oh my God. Sorry, that is crazy. Dude, thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. Asher with 100 big ones. That's seriously nuts. Thank you so much, Asher. Asher says, hey, Dean, I've been watching you for years now. Let me go and load up the rest of the message. Started when studying medicine as in uni as studying, and I wanted to say thank you for everything that you do. You're doing an amazing job. Keep up the amazing work, Dean. Oh, thank you, Asher. You know what? I have a very special place in my heart for the people that have been watching for years. You know, there's a lot of you guys out there. You know, I've been doing this for like 3 years now. Keep up the amazing work, Dean. Oh, thank people that have been watching now. And so, Asher, thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for the $100. This is very, very, very kind. And then Juliana with the $5 on Venmo says holy buzzwords. Dude was literally spamming them. Adam, my man. Thank you so much for the interstellar, Adam, you know what? I need to reach out to you. Adam. You expect that soon. I hope that you're doing all right, man. You always stay in my thoughts. Adam. We love you. Seriously, man. Seriously, I love you. We all love Adam here. What's up, Carter? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
25.
And you support Trump?
Yeah.
You.
Okay.
Ugh. Like, God, like, what are you doing? This be puking everywhere because you support Trump.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, how can you support the guy that called for the execution of the Democrats?
Hey, no. 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 No more. Stop it. Do you understand? Do you understand? No. Zip it.
Is your dog like biting your ankle or something? I'm confused. Are you talking to me? You talking to me or are you talking to your dog?
Hey, I'm talking to you, buddy. Zip it. Hey, take the key. Hey. Take the key. Okay. Zip your lips. Do it right now. Do it with me. Zip your lips.
Listen.
Hey.
I'll zip my lips if you could answer one question.
Okay.
How many continents are there?
7, 8, 7.
Yeah, 7. 8? Why did you do double take on 8?
Double take both of them.
I know. Why did you do, what is the 8th continent? 8 is crazy.
I'm just, hey, don't kick me.
How didn't you know I was about to kick you, Carter?
Because I have a premonition.
Jack, do you support Trump?
I do.
Jack! Ugh, be puking everywhere again. Why?
I mean, a lot of his policies, I'd say he's a really good leader.
Good leader? Do good leaders usually refuse to feed their starving constituents?
Can you explain to me how that's happening?
Yeah, no, he did that for the first 12 days in November. Government shutdown and everything. USDA run out of money. He had access to emergency contingency funds to fund those benefits. And then he refused to. A court even ordered him to, and he still said no.
Was that necessarily his fault for the government shutdown? I'm confused on how you're kind of blaming that on him.
Well, I mean, listen, I do think that it is the fault of the Republicans for causing the shutdown in the first place, but that's actually an unrelated topic to Donald Trump being at fault for refusing to pay out SNAP benefits during the 12 days of the shutdown in November when he had the availability to. Because that was definitely his fault.
Let's shift back to the main topic here.
Yeah, let's shift away from my refutation of your point. Cute.
Okay, no. Yeah, let's see. Dean, let's talk about this, pal. Let's talk about this. I support Trump because we had 0 wars under Trump. He is representing the party of peace, okay? He wants the best for the American people. He wants 0 violence. I mean, we know you support...
How about this? Let's just write it all down. Let me write it down. You support Trump because no wars. You support Trump because party of peace represents the people. Wants no violence. What else did you say?
Well, I mean, Dean, let's be mature here. Let's have a conversation like 2 adults.
I think that's what I'm like. I'm just writing down your points. Is that bad faith?
You can write it down all you want, but I mean, let's stay on topic here.
Okay.
Back to what I was saying, Dean. We're the party of peace. We know that you don't support that. Clearly, you support a party that killed Charlie Kirk. He was a Democrat. We know this. I don't care if he was a registered Republican or whatever the fake news said. You support a party that killed Charlie Kirk. He had 2 kids, a wife, now he's a widow. And I can't see how you could support a party who, I don't even see how you can justify killing a person because you don't agree with their political beliefs. Dean, I know if someone were to harm someone you love, of course you would be upset. I don't want to question your morality, but I feel like if someone were to harm someone you loved and they were no longer with you simply because of the fact that they disagreed with some of your beliefs, I feel like, I don't know, I don't think you'd be so happy about that. I don't think you're a bad guy, Dean. I think that I respect you for.
So got it. So if the Democrats killed Charlie Kirk, killed Charlie Kirk, then the Republicans and MAGA killed Melissa Hortman and shot up that church about an hour north of Detroit in Michigan, right?
I'm not familiar with that story. Could you fill me in on that?
Oh, yeah. A crazed MAGA man went to Melissa Hortman's house and murdered her and her husband. Oh, then another crazed MAGA man went to a church around an hour north of Detroit in Michigan. It was a Mormon church. Walked inside and killed 8 people. And then I think another 4 died in the fire that he set to the building.
Okay, to combat you on that, how could you explain the multiple school shooters who are all registered Democrats and transgenders and clearly these people are...
You know what? Good point with the school shooting, because the same day that Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck, a neo-Nazi shot up Evergreen High School in Denver, Colorado, and killed 8 students. So I just want to be clear. If you're going to say, like you did say, that it was the Democratic Party's fault that Charlie Kirk died, that is to blame on the party. So therefore, Melissa Hortman's murder is to blame on the Republican Party. The murder of all the people in the church an hour north of Detroit in Michigan is to blame on the Republican Party. And the neo-Nazi that shot up Evergreen High School, that's also to blame on the Republican Party, right? Don't pivot. Just answer my question. Yes or no?
You can't. Dean, let me give you an answer. Hold on. You can't necessarily say that both parties have not had violence on both sides.
Can you answer?
Listen. I'm a conservative.
I'm asking you a very clear question.
Go ahead.
I sit here and genuinely say that the Republican Party is to blame for the assassination and murder of Melissa Hortman?
Once again, I'm unfamiliar.
That the Republican Party is to blame,
situations
right, for the death of the 12 people at the Mormon church an hour north of Detroit, Michigan. Can I sit here and say that the Republican Party is to blame for the neo-Nazi that shut up Evergreen High School? Can I say
no? But I'm going to sit here. But I'm going to sit here and say that the Democratic Party incites violence.
Okay, got it.
You guys incite violence.
I have a question. Which party called for the death of their political opponents a week ago? Which party literally indirectly called for the public execution via the means of hanging of their political opponents less than a week ago? Because it sure as hell wasn't a Democrat. It was no other than President Trump. And if we want to talk about the incitement of violence, let's talk about the violence that took place at our country's capital on January 6, 2021, when 173 Trump supporters rallied to the Capitol by nobody other than Trump himself, then left the Capitol either in handcuffs or fleeing because they just attacked and tried to kill 72 different members of law enforcement. Then they went to jail, right, for either attempted murder or assault with a deadly weapon. And then January 21st, 2025, Donald Trump gave them full and complete presidential pardons and let them out of jail. You will be able to point out people on the left that are violent. You will be able to point out people on the left that have perpetuated violence because of their politics. You will be able to point out people on the left that are insane and shouldn't be in society, because guess what? When you have a large group of people, that's bound to exist in some isolated scenarios. But the difference between the violence that we see perpetuated on the left and the violence that we see perpetuated on the right is the right's violence is systemic. Okay, it's not an isolated incident of some 16-year-old shooting somebody in the face, right, and then getting hauled off in handcuffs, which I completely call violent, which I completely condemn, and they should be hauled off in handcuffs. On the right, it is the president of the goddamn United States of America using an executive order to pardon 173 people that try to kill cops on the steps of our Capitol while that president was trying to rig and steal the outcome of a federal election. Okay? Sure, I bet if you go to Blue Sky, if you go to Threads, you'll be able to find some chronically insane, right, a-hole 19-year-old Democrat posting about how all Republicans should die with 4 likes, 110%. But what you won't find is a Democratic lawmaker with power and structure behind them calling for the death of their political opponents, the same way we saw Donald Trump, the most powerful man alive, calling for the execution of Democrats because they suggested to the military that maybe they should disobey unlawful orders if there is one. Consider that.
Dean, we could sit here. Are you done with your monologue now? Am I allowed to speak? Okay. You can sit here and say all day long and throw these I don't know if you think that you're smarter than me because you can sit here and talk for 15 minutes, but it's not about how much you say, it's about what you say and how you say it. Let's talk about how it's unbelievable how you can sit here and still bring up January 6th. Let's talk about this. Let me give you something. How about the fact that when Charlie Kirk was killed, you did not see a single conservative out there using acts of violence? More people attended church. More people were praying. More people were doing positive things. I know you're not religious. I am not even completely sure on where you stand on any Catholicism or any religion at all. But I just want to say this, Dean. When George Floyd died, You didn't really see the same thing. People were burning down cities. The Democratic Party, I mean, it was not peaceful protests. You guys incite violence. I truly believe that. Of course, there are peaceful people on both sides, and there are crazy people on both sides. I don't think anyone's perfect. I don't think it's right to be. I don't think it's a good thing to be an extreme right winger. I don't think it's a good thing to be an extreme left winger. But all I'm going to say is, when George Floyd died, you saw cities burn down. When Charlie Kirk died, you saw people attend church. You saw people go and do positive things. Dean,
wait, I just want to clarify. Are you saying that the only individuals that were aggravated by the notion of a black man being murdered by a police officer were those on the left?
I'm not saying completely, but I don't
because you're trying to suggest an equivalency of the right versus left. So you're saying the only Americans that were outraged by the senseless murder of a black man at the hand of a police officer was the left. So
yes, Dean. Dean, you can be angry, but you don't have to go down. You don't have to go burn down a city.
I just have a question.
Dean, I was very upset about Charlie Kirk passing away. Very upset. I was angry.
Then you also said that there's just like this peaceful response to Kirk's assassination. Obviously, you've never seen my DMs. Oh my God. The weeks following Kirk's assassination was like one of like the scariest times I've experienced in my life. The calls,
and I can probably understand that because there's crazy people.
The calls, the emails, the death threats. Okay, right? Are you kidding me? Dude? I even got like a house that I used to live in swatted. Okay, and after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, HBCUs around this country were immediately launched into shutdown because members on the right turned around and senselessly blamed it on black people. But you're not going to talk about that, are you?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I was not listening.
After Charlie Kirk's assassination, HBCUs around this country were immediately launched into shutdown because of bomb threats. People on the right saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated, turned around and blamed it on black people.
I am unfamiliar with that. I don't even really know what you're talking about. I just.
Do I need to say it again?
I just can't sit here and I don't understand how you could say like Dean.
Oh, and by the way,
the
people burning down the cities, BLM, whatever. Did we ever see an elective Democratic official, right, like pardon them for their crimes if they're arrested and convicted for arson?
I mean,
no, we didn't.
So, but these same powerful Democratic people
if we did have a powerful Democrat, if we did have a powerful, encouraging the one's execution of their First Amendment rights is now anti-American. Got it. If we did have like an important and powerful,
the First Amendment is fine.
One moment. Listen to my question. If we did have an important and powerful, duly elected Democratic congressman or woman, governor, so on and so forth, of one of these states where these riots took place, turn around and pardon the people responsible for burning the buildings down, would you say that they were directly encouraging the violence by rewarding the perpetuators of it?
What? I don't even understand what you're saying to me right now.
Let me re-ask it. I'll ask it a third time. It's okay, buddy. I'll hold your hand. Okay. So if in these states,
like I said, Dean, let's be respectful. I'm not being disrespectful to you.
If in these states where we saw the BLM riots, if like the governor of one of these states turned around and gave full and complete pardons to every single person that partook in the BLM riots and labeled them as patriots, would you argue that they are directly responsible for causing said violence as they're rewarding the perpetuators of it?
I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be a reward.
You wouldn't say it's a reward to be let out of jail when you had 10 years to serve? How not?
What are you getting at? Can you get to your point? You're obviously getting to something. Let me get to your point.
The point is the question that I'm asking you. Would we say that if like a Democratic governor of like one of these states where the BLM riots took place, if they pardon the people that perpetuated the violence, would you say that they're okay with that violence?
Let me ask you a question.
No, I'm asking you a question. I want an answer. Stop dodging. This is embarrassing.
And here's my answer.
Okay, well, keep in mind, answers aren't questions. Okay? Because right now there's
Dean, I don't think that's a reward. There's your answer. The answer is no.
Oh my God, I wasn't even asking you about a reward. I said if there's a Democratic governor that pardoned the people responsible for the BLM riots that went to jail on like attack, violent crime, arson, so on and so forth, if you gave them full and complete pardons, would you argue
none of them went to jail.
That governor, would you argue
none of them went to jail?
Would you argue that
they all got away with the looting and the riots? They all got away with it.
Sir, with all due respect, Jack, I can't have you crashing out mid-question. Okay? If you want to like lose your shit and crash out once I'm done asking the question, feel free. But by the way, yeah, individuals did go to jail over the BLM riots. Like, holy fuck, okay? But just crash out after I finish asking you my question and you answer. Let me know when you're ready to listen.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, it's a scientific fact that people who use profanity are actually show high levels of unintelligence. So
okay, so you're telling me that you're getting cooked by an unintelligent nerd. That's a bad day for you.
I'm getting cooked over here, Dean.
Yeah, you can't even answer the question. I'm literally like in the middle of asking you the question, right? And it's like you start fucking crashing out. Like, you can answer. Okay, listen. In one of the states where the BLM riots took place, okay, if there's like individuals that were like arrested and prosecuted for violent crimes, arson, so on and so forth, and they were like sent to jail for 12 years. Okay, and then the Democratic governor of that state turned around and gave them all full and complete pardons and labeled them as patriots. Can we agree that it obviously proved that that governor was okay with the violence?
I don't see where you're getting at. I don't understand what's the point of you saying
this. It's a yes or no question. Can you give me a response?
What are you asking me? Do I think that is encouragement? No, I don't think that's encouragement.
Dude.
No, I do not think that's encouragement.
I think that you need to take a breath. You need to take a breath.
I think you need to take a breath, Dean. You keep muting me.
In my question,
keep muting me and not even letting me speak.
In my question, I didn't even say the word encouragement.
You did, but okay. You can ask your question one more time, Dean. You switch it up every single time.
We're going to go ahead and replay the question that I asked him. Let's see if we hear the word encouragement. Here we go. To grape in reference to your
I never
definition.
said that. I
Prosecuted for violent crimes, arson, so on and so forth, and they were like sent to jail for 12. I'm literally like in the middle of asking you the question, right? And it's like you start fucking crashing out. Like, you can answer. Okay, listen. Remember, guys, we're looking for the word encourage. In one of the states where the BLM riots took place,
you're so clever. You're so clever, Dean.
Arrested and prosecuted for violent crimes, arson, so on and so forth, and they were like sent to jail for 12 years. Okay, and then the Democratic governor of that state turned around and gave them all full and complete pardons and labeled them as patriots. Can we agree that it obviously proved that that governor was okay with the violence? Where in that question did I use the word encourage?
Saying you're okay with it, I mean, it's pretty much equivalent. You're okay with it, that means go ahead and do it. Like, I don't understand. That's the same thing.
Okay, so you got to imply something.
Laugh all you want, Dean.
Okay.
Dean, listen, it's all right.
Can you directly?
We can clearly see.
Can you direct? Hey, Jack. Can you clearly answer the question that I asked you?
You know what? Yes, if they pardon them, yes, that means they were okay with it. Yes, Dean.
Earlier, you argued that Donald Trump is not okay with violence, right?
This is the point I knew you were getting at. These things don't correlate.
Can you just answer
Donald Trump never told people to go commit acts of violence on January 6th. There was no words of violence that were used.
Hey, just earlier you said that
it's not a crash out, Dean. You keep trying to talk over me. This is how you think you win. This is not how a conversation goes. You're very immature. And this is why I'm going to assume why Charlie Kirk never wanted to debate you on college campuses, because you act like a child. How old are you, Dean?
Oh, my God. This guy's crashing out. Listen, earlier you did
Dean, listen to the tone of my voice. No one is crashing out. I'm here to have a debate with you. Let's talk,
You
Dean.
said listen to the tone of your voice? Let's listen to the tone of your voice real quick.
You keep rewinding using your little acts of violence on January 6th. There was no words of violence that were used.
Hey, just earlier you said that
it's not a crash out, Dean.
That's the tone of the voice that you want me to listen to?
I mean, I'd appreciate if you don't talk over me and be a respectful human being.
Okay, let's respect each other, Jack. So earlier you did say that Donald Trump wants no violence, correct?
I mean, no, he does not want violence. He supports the party of peace. I think he's one of the greatest presidents America has ever had. He wants people in his country to succeed. He believes in the American dream. He wants everyone to be able to come here and live their lives peacefully and have to endure violence. And you should be able to come here and preach your beliefs, okay? Donald Trump believes in that.
Can I show you the fatal flaw in your argument?
Go ahead.
Perfect. Just make sure that you listen closely this time. You've had me repeat everything else like 5 times. I don't really want to repeat this more than once. So I asked you if a Democratic governor of a state were to pardon the violent offenders convicted on the BLM riots and then label them as patriots, would that show that that governor's okay with the violence they perpetuated? And you said, yes, it would show that they're okay with the violence perpetuated. And the contradiction here is, in one breath, you're arguing that Donald Trump is not okay with any violence, but in the next
But
breath,
you use the January 6th as if he came there.
Hey, Jack, I'm still speaking and you're listening, so you got to shut the hell up and pipe down low, bro. I'll help you out. I will forcefully insert the binky into your mouth by putting you on mute since you have zero impulse control. I understand. Okay, I used to lack impulse control too, but then I grew the fuck up. I became a man. I became an adult. Okay, I wasn't a boy anymore. Right? But anyways, to continue what I was saying. So Donald Trump gave full and complete presidential pardons, okay, right, to 173 people convicted of violent assault on police officers on the steps of our Capitol on January 6th. One specific example of this would be a man by the name of DJ Rodriguez, who drove a stun gun into Officer Fanone's neck and gave him a heart attack, almost killing him. Officer Fanone testified. DJ Rodriguez pled guilty after he was caught on his body cam, and he was sentenced to 12 years in jail for this heinous, violent assault against one of our law enforcement officers. Now, 4 years into that sentence, Donald Trump comes around January 21st, 2025, and extends DJ Rodriguez a full and complete presidential pardon and labeled him as a patriot. So back to that question I asked you, if a Democratic governor extended a pardon to one of the BLM rioters convicted of a violent crime, would that demonstrate that that governor was okay with the violence? You said yes. Therefore, because Donald Trump extended full and complete presidential pardons to all of the J6ers that were found criminally guilty of these heinous violent crimes, this means, in accordance with your logic, that Donald Trump was okay with their heinous violence. So the contradiction that we're yielding right now is you were acting as a mouthpiece for the Trump administration when you tried to tell us that he's not okay with violence. But then in the next breath, using your own logic, all of a sudden we could prove he is.
I want you to give me, besides January 6th, one time where Donald Trump has incited violence. I want you to give that to me.
Yeah.
And I'd very much appreciate that.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain your pivot. Miss Teen USA and Miss USA, 1997 through 2004.
Fill me in with this situation.
He incited sexual violence of the form of sexual exploitation on behest of the naked women, the naked girls competing at the beauty pageants.
Okay, you were talking about this. You were talking about this before. Oh my God, Dean, you supported, I'm assuming you voted for Joe Biden, correct?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
I was too young in 2020.
Oh, would you have?
Yes.
Okay. We could sit here and create the argument that Joe Biden is such a weirdo around little kids. Like, you can't even sit here and talk to me like this. Like, the Democrats are the people. All you guys like to talk about. Jeffrey Epstein, released Jeffrey Epstein files. All his friends were Democrats. All of them were Democrats.
Check this out.
You guys are the party of the weirdos. Weirdos. You understand that, Dean? And you're one of them.
Check this out.
Get that through your head.
Can I just give you like a really common sense response to what you're saying?
Go ahead, Dean.
If what you're saying was true, then we shouldn't support either of them. I don't know like why, like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with like the small brains that these MAGA men have. When I bring up that Donald Trump is an admitted sexual predator that preyed on naked children and naked women, they always go, oh, but Biden, okay. I don't think that Biden is a sexual predator. Assuming you're right and assuming he is, my next thought would be, oh, okay, so I shouldn't support Biden or Trump. But for whatever reason, on the inverse, from your perspective, it's like, if Biden is a sexual predator, then it's okay that Donald Trump is a sexual predator.
No, you should support Donald Trump because he wants to ensure a positive future for our republic and keep America's values truthful at heart.
Okay, you're pivoting away.
You don't believe in such things.
Listen, man,
I just told you, I don't care. I don't care if
you don't care if he's a sexual predator? You don't care if he's sexually exploited little girls? You're a freak.
I'm not really. I don't think that's true, Dean. I think you're lying to me.
Okay, so if
you're throwing fake facts in my face right now.
If it was true, would you care?
Dean, let me tell you something.
No, answer my question. If it was true, would you care?
You think you're much smarter than you are, and you are not intelligent. I can tell you that right now.
Dude, it takes
Charlie
two rocks.
Kirk
It takes two rocks click clacking to beat a dumbass like you in a debate. Now answer the damn question, little boy. Would you continue to support Trump if it was true that he had sexually exploited beauty pageant contestants at Miss Teen USA and or Miss USA by unconsensually barging into their dressing rooms and looking at them while they're naked? Okay? And by the way, if I'm so unintelligent, then why the hell are you running away from everything that I say? I brought up that the fact that your own logic implies and proves that Donald Trump is okay with violence since you pardoned the J6 rioters. Then you moved on to talking about Fuck, what did this freak talk about next? Oh yeah, then you moved on to the question, well, is there any other scenarios where he incited violence? Then I was like, yeah, when he was responsible for the sexual violence perpetuated against these beauty pageant contestants. Then you're like, oh, but Biden. And then I'm like, oh, well, if Biden was guilty, then I wouldn't support either of them. And then you're like, oh, well, Dean, you're unintelligent. If I'm so unintelligent, then stop running from everything I bring up. Okay, so definitely don't run from this question, and I'm gonna hold you to it. Okay, the question that I want you to respond to is very simple. If it was true that Donald Trump had sexually exploited naked women and/or naked girls, would you care? Would you continue to support him as president? Let's get a direct answer. No pivot, no deflection, no but Biden, no but securing the better future of the well-being of everybody in America. Just answer the question.
You're throwing fake facts in my face and you're an unintelligent loser.
Okay, you're actually unintelligent because you just called a question a fact. A question cannot be true or false, therefore a question cannot be a fact.
You're idiot. Stating the fact.
Oh my god, you Nimrod. Is that even a word? I think it is. I think I've heard that somewhere. If it's not, then I just created a new word, okay? A question can't be a fake fact because a question can't be true or false. Holy shit. And then you follow that up by calling me unintelligent after suggesting that a question can be true or false. Oh my god. Okay, listen. The question once again is that I want you to answer. Just calm down, little boy. Obviously, you're very aggressive. I get it. You're very emotional. You're getting owned in a debate. Quite frankly, very clear. So the question is, I want you to respond directly. If Donald Trump indeed had sexually exploited women and girls, naked women and or naked girls, would you continue to support him as president? I understand that you don't think that this is something he's done. That's why I'm phrasing it as a hypothetical. Hypothetically, if good President Trump, that is honestly just Jesus 2.0, best president ever. Hypothetically, if this good man were not a good man and sexually exploited naked women and or naked girls, would you continue to support him as president?
Just to jump back where you said it wasn't his fact, it was a question. You stated the fact that he is an admitted sex offender is what you said, which is, I don't believe that to be true. That was what I was referring to.
Okay, thanks, man. Can you answer
I know
the
the
question?
difference between a fact and a question, and I'm not going to answer the question because you're throwing fake facts in my face.
Okay, then
this is what I'm going to say.
Right away.
Dean, this is what I'm going to say, Dean.
He's done with the debate. Everybody laugh at him. Everybody all at once laugh at him. Laugh at his ass because he won't answer the question because he's scared. He's cornered. He's got. The Trump supporter lost the debate. You will always lose the debate. You could call me unintelligent. You could whine. You could scream. You could cry. You could eat your own shit for all I care. It doesn't change the fact that you will never be able to win a debate when it is fact versus fiction. Okay? Like, oh my God. Like, yes, you've lost. You've bowed out. You've refused to answer the question. And now you've run away. That is what it looks like to get absolutely decimated from A to Z. A to Z. A to Z, just complete mental implosion because your views are like stinkier than the shit my dog pooped on my dad's lawn yesterday night, okay? Right? Like, come on. If you're going to come up here and you're going to get on stage in front of close to 16,000 people, you can't refuse to answer a question. That makes you look silly. That makes you look so silly. So incomprehensibly silly and dumb. Moving on to the next guest, though. Let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box right now. We got JCP loaded in, and I got a bunch of people to thank. You guys are being so fucking incredibly kind today. Oh, what's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, no, he left. Yeah, sorry. Somebody in the chat was like, "Why are you yelling? Calm down." No, dude, I was getting on that one, dude. I was getting riled up right there, man. Woo! Oh yeah, I'm no longer down, okay? I'm no longer down. We are up. Listen, Jasper, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. He says I sent you $5 on PayPal, but you didn't see it. Oh, I'm sorry, Jasper. Well, thank you for the $5. Thank you. And then also, I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of your message to myself. Just know that I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next guest. And as well as Ben, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, who says, it's not an obscure riddle. If you pardon violence, you legitimize it. Yep. Dude, Ben couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for the $10. You are awesome. As well as Yama, that is YMA. Thank you for the $10 as well. He says, I'm so tired of these people thinking that just because they're not yelling, that they're not being disrespectful. I know, they sound silly. They think if they speak in a monotone voice, they can't say anything that's possibly disrespectful. I don't know. Moving on to the next Trump supporter, guys. Right now, it is incredibly hard to find any Trump supporters because they're scared shitless of me, quite frankly. Who else do we have here? Patsy! Thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo. Saying, happy birthday to your mom. Dude, Patsy, thank you. I'm actually going to use that $30 for the dinner I'm taking her to tonight. So that is very kind of you. Thank you for the $30, Patsy. That is Patsy. Show some love to Patsy down below. As well as Jennifer, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. Who says, I wish I could send more. Thank you for trying to have conversations with supporters of the president and trying to change their mind. Jennifer, I'm so happy and grateful that you're here with us. Thank you so much for the $25. And never say that you wish you could send more. I'm very grateful for the $25. Very seriously, Jennifer. Not to mention, that's a shit ton of money. So thank you for the $25. As well as Yolanda, thank you for the $10 who says, because of people like Jack, the shampoo comes with instructions. Dean, you're amazing. That's a good one, Yolanda. Thank you for the $10. And, oh my God, Lori, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Holy crap, Lori. That is Lori. Lori dropped $50. Didn't even attach a message. Just simply sent the love. Lori, you are awesome. I really appreciate you so much for your kindness. I want everybody watching to show some love to Lori down below in that comment section for the $50. That is Lori, as well as Angel with the $5, just asking what the hell a fake fact is. I don't know. Yeah, fake fact, guys. I don't know. Something that Trump supporters scream when they're losing a debate. That's what a fake fact is. What's up, JCB? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Are you driving?
No.
Okay, you're not driving? You sound like you're in a car, though.
No, that's just my phone.
Okay. All right, man. So why the hell do you support this terrible, tyrannical, predator president?
He's not a predator. I'm just supporting what he views.
He is definitely a predator, man. I mean, he sexually exploited naked women and/or naked girls. Come on.
Okay. What does that have to do with him being a president?
Okay. I can't believe I got to say this out loud. If you're willing to like rape someone, if you're willing to sexually exploit somebody, that means that you don't really care about them. So if Donald Trump doesn't care about young little girls, how could he possibly care about the country?
You ever heard of mistakes?
I don't think that sexual exploitation is a mistake, because I think that sexual exploitation is an intentional, belligerent, and terrible human rights violation. Right? We don't just like look at child rapists and say, nah, they made a mistake, whatever. No, we say you should probably DIE. Have you done it?
Nope.
Making it sound like you maybe don't really care if you were to have done it. Just saying.
Why would I done it if I never done it?
No, I said that it's making it seem like you wouldn't really care if you were to do it or have done it.
Why are we on this subject?
Because you said that he's not a predator.
Okay, we were talking about politicians, not what mistakes the presidents do.
I'm gonna go and kick you. Oh, we're gonna go and move on to the next guest, Hunter. Flora, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Flora. Flora with the $10 says, thank you for being you. These people are ridiculous. Flora, they're crazy. Thank you for the $10. That is FLORA. Show some love to Flora down below. And by the way, if you're tuning in and you're watching, you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy and you want to support me, you can actually find my Venmo, my PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, top of the screen, and pin comment on the YouTube stream. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. You could like literally even attach a message and I could read it off on live. And I'm very grateful for you guys. We only have around another 10 minutes left on the stream before I actually have to unfortunately head off. But it's been a good one. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Nah, I don't.
Okay. All right, Hunter. Well, I'm going to go to kick you out. You take care. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest right now. Oh, let's see if this guy's found where I live yet. Oh, here's another person that like wants to dox me. Oh, did they cancel their requests? They might have. They did. They did cancel their requests. They posted a TikTok, and in the TikTok, they had like a tab open that said Dean Withers' address. And it looks like they're too scared to talk, so moving on to the next guest, guys. We only have around 10 minutes left on the stream, as I said. And we're going to try to get that very last debate going on right now. Just make sure if you're in that queue, you're here for a convo. Make sure if you're in that queue, you're here for a debate. Make sure if you're in that queue that you are a Trump supporter. Yippee. Okay, where are we at? Where are the Trump supporters at? This guy's name is Jaden.
Yo! Dude, hello?
Age?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
And what the hell is this, Jaden? What the hell is this?
You know who that is, Dean.
Is this what do you like to call this guy? Do you call him the future galactic emperor?
Yes, of course, Dean.
Yeah.
He's your emperor too.
I feel like
all of us.
I feel like gripers like bottom 5% of IQs.
Wait, who's that? Who's gropers? Who's groupers? Who's that?
Oh God, what a fake fan! What a fake fan!
No,
hey man,
no.
Listen, stay that way. Stay that way. Stay very far away from him and the gripers. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next guest right now. What's up, do you support Trump? What is everybody spamming in the comment section? Jaden, your bus is here? What I don't even know what you guys are saying. Is that like a saying? Is that like I don't know. I don't know. Valerie, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Says thank you, Dean. I truly don't know how you haven't evaporated into your rage mist dealing with these weapons.
Dean, tickle me, bro. Tickle me, please.
Fuck. Valerie, I've just had to learn how to deal with it. I've had to learn how to cope. Okay. It gives me a really good ability to be. And honestly, dude, these live streams have really helped me develop my emotional regulation. What's up, Doug? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Doug, you're like 4 years old. What are we doing? What are we doing, Doug? What are we doing, Doug? Yo, Zoe, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Show some love to Zoe down below. Zoe with the $20 says, my mom passed away and she used to watch your streams and absolutely loved you and what you did. So on behalf of her, thank you for all that you do. Oh, dude, Zoe. Man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that your mom passed. Man, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine, Zoe. All the love to you and your family. Seriously, I mean, God, I mean, I know that it's gonna happen to most of us at some point. You know, the parent dies before the child, but just, geez. I mean, it's just something that I can't even conceive of. So I'm so sorry that you're going through the reality of it. I mean, oh man. Man. So terrible. So terrible. Hey, Addie, thank you for the $25 as well over on PayPal. Who says, wishing your mom a happy birthday. And as always, great stream, Dean. Can't wait to be back tomorrow, Living Man. Well, I appreciate you for that love, Addie. Yeah, it's actually my mom's birthday today, so just the thought of that is terrible. Once again, I'm really sorry, Zoe. I'm really sorry. Thank you for the $15, Addie. As well as Z. Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that. All right, we're all caught up. All right, we only have around 6 minutes left. We have around 6 minutes left. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
You're a king, bro. You're a king.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for that love, J-Scope. You're awesome. For the people in the chat saying, what time is Parker on? Hopefully soon. He'll probably hop on when I hop off. Should I give him a call? Should I give him a ring? Just let him know that I'm hopping off. Maybe see if he could hop on right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Ew. Very angry little guy down there.
Yo.
Hey.
You've been ducking me.
Who the hell are you?
You know who I am.
I have no clue.
Trimstar.
Who is Trimstar?
All right, let's get into it then.
I mean, who is Trimstar?
I support Trump. I support Trump.
Okay, so Trimstar is a Trump supporter with 5 followers, and I've been ducking you?
Yeah.
I hate to be the one to break this to you, but you're kind of a nobody. Why would I be ducking you?
That's cool.
Okay. So why do you support Trump?
You gonna get into it?
Yeah, we could get into it.
You go for the economy.
It's terrible for the economy.
Really? During his first term, inflation was lower, and unemployment
What did he
was at a
do to
lower rate.
reduce? What did he do to? Well, that's actually not true. We had 2 points of lower
So
unemployment under
unemployment wasn't lower
Harris's.
for African Americans and Hispanics.
Actually, no, it wasn't. So you're talking about a 50-year low level of unemployment for African Americans, we'll say Black Americans, in I think August of 2019. We beat that twice in 2022 and 2023 under the Biden-Harris administration. I think that low was 5.4% under Biden and Harris. We got down to 5.1% and 5.2%.
Okay, I'm gonna just go for your word, but inflation was definitely lower under Trump. Gas prices skyrocketed under Biden.
Yeah. So what did Biden do to increase the price of gas?
He stopped supplying aid. I mean, he kept supplying aid to Ukraine.
Okay. Are gas prices down right now?
Yeah, they are.
But Donald Trump is giving aid to Ukraine.
Okay.
So that doesn't make sense.
He did tariffs.
Wait, the tariffs wouldn't reduce the price of gas. If anything, they'd increase them, as they would limit the amount of available oil supply inside of America by reducing our level of imports.
I mean, that's cool. You can keep saying that, but at the end of the day,
That's just
Donald Trump
basic-
definitely did more.
That's just
than his
basic,
predecessor,
but come on,
than Biden.
all that I'm saying here is basic macroeconomics. You reduce the supply, you have an upward pressure on the equilibrium price. That's Econ 101.
I'm pretty sure us living in America, we can tell when the gas prices go up and down.
But I don't think that you could tell when
It affects us personally.
But I don't think that you could tell when you can attribute that to the president, right? Like, I don't think that you have a legitimate argument that like Biden caused inflation, Biden caused unemployment, Biden caused the price of gas to go up. You know, like if you want to know what
I
caused
mean,
the price
obviously
of
you
gas
had
to go
COVID,
up,
you had a wars break out, but
right. If you want to know what caused the price of gas to go up under Biden, first, it was our refinery shutting down due to the pandemic before Biden was even in office. Second, right, it was the fact that we stopped buying oil from Russia due to their invasion of Ukraine, so supply was limited. And third was the fact that OPEC reduced their output by 10% at the end of Trump's term per Trump's request. Less refineries, less oil coming in from other countries. It's all already refined. Like, we're kind of fucked.
I mean, we can agree to disagree, but based on my personal experiences, gas has gone down.
Well,
But we can talk
I don't
about
think that you have any personal experiences that would prove Biden caused the price of gas to go up. Maybe a
I
personal
mean, if it's
experience
under
to
his
prove that.
administration.
Oh, terrible logic. No, you can't just say because two variables are associated that one variable caused the other. That's a very common usage of a correlation causation fallacy. Can I say that because COVID happened under Trump's administration that Trump caused COVID?
No, you can't.
Oh, so now you see the issue in your own logic.
So who should be to blame? Because you always seem to blame Trump whenever something is bad with the country.
Well, I blame Trump when you can blame Trump because he caused it, which would then call into question, do I have an argument to prove that he caused it? And I do. If I've sat on live and I've attributed some bad thing that's happening in the country to Trump, it's because I could prove it with an argument.
Well, I also want to address the bad faith argument that Trump is a rapist. That's what you're making.
That's not a bad faith argument. That's the outcome of court.
Was he adjudicated criminally?
No, he was adjudicated civilly. A civil court.
So he wasn't convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. He was convicted
I actually
of
believe that he
preponderance
was.
of evidence.
I actually think that the civil court proved it beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt because I can't really name a reasonable doubt to the evidence provided.
It was inconsistent.
What was inconsistent?
The testimonies and
the
evidence. Because some girls claimed that he had no wrongdoings.
Who did?
Some of the people in the beauty pageant. They claim he didn't do anything wrong.
So the civil litigation was over him raping another woman named Eugene Carroll, completely unrelated to the beauty pageants. So you're confusing the civil court that determined he raped Eugene Carroll, completely unrelated to the beauty pageants, to him boasting about sexually exploiting naked women and naked girls at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. But when it's about the beauty pageants, I don't think that there's any inconsistency, right? Victoria Hughes, right, said that she wasn't personally perved on by Trump in 1997, Point number one, this doesn't prove that Trump didn't perv on anybody else that same year and that she just didn't see it. And point number two, this definitely doesn't suggest that we have any evidence to believe that he didn't do it in the other years that she wasn't a beauty pageant contestant at. And this doesn't discount the fact that Donald Trump literally admitted to it. He gave an admission of guilt to Howard Stern when he boasted about doing this to beauty pageant contestants.
His admission of guilt was definitely taken out of context.
What's the
It
context?
was clearly the context is the beauty pageant allowed him to go into the dressing rooms. So shouldn't more of the blame be put on the beauty pageant,
wait,
not him?
The beauty pageant allowed him. Who owned the beauty pageant?
Don't you think there's other people that have?
So you're saying he allowed
a
himself?
say? No, there's other people in charge that allow him a say what he can go in certain places.
Oh, so you're basically saying that there was co-conspirators in his attacks of sexual violence on these victims.
No, I'm saying that it was a harmless joke that he made that you're trying to
so
twist.
now you're saying that it didn't happen at all. You're saying it's a joke. Well, if it was a joke, then he wouldn't say that he actually did it. If it was a joke, then he wouldn't have gave a yes or an affirmation to Howard Stern when Howard Stern asked him if this is actually something that he's done. And if it's a joke, then we wouldn't have testimony of the victims. So
why would he decline being a pervert?
What?
Why would he decline being a pervert if he was trying to be taken literally that he peeked at little girls?
Because maybe he doesn't think that it's perverted to do so, which makes it worse.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's perverted because his words are twisted.
Or maybe he's just a sick person that thinks it's okay to sexually exploit women and girls.
No, I think people like you just have Trump derangement system, just exactly like when you say he called for the death of Democrats.
I think the only person with any type of Trump derangement syndrome here is you. I mean, you're the one that listens to a clip of Donald Trump saying, I've sexually exploited these women and girls. And then your takeaway is that he didn't sexually exploit those women and girls. Right? You're the one that's not aligned with reality, not me, buddy. And by the way, this is what I'm supposed to be scared of.
Yeah, because he wasn't adjudicated. He wasn't adjudicated criminally of anything.
Yeah, we don't even need a criminal adjudication to know that he did it because he admitted to it.
So you don't believe in the rule of law?
I don't believe that the rule of law is the only thing that can determine a fact to be true.
So you think it's okay to call somebody a rapist when they weren't adjudicated criminally of any crimes?
Oh, I call him in many scenarios. Absolutely. Yeah, completely. Completely. Yeah, duh. Fucking hell. If you're raped and your rapist is never charged with a crime, you are fully well within your right to call them a rapist, okay? If your friend was raped and they came to you and you're like, hey, dude, this person raped me, they told you that in confidence, of course it's okay to call them a rapist, right? Yeah, because
no, I'm an American citizen, so I trust in the rule of law.
The thing is that courts aren't the only system that can prove things to be true. Wow, that's crazy. And you don't even trust the courts. Like we had the civil court in 2023 rule that he raped Each and Carroll. You don't believe it. So stop pulling this rule of law card. It's embarrassing. But yeah, definitely if somebody admits to you that they're guilty of sexual exploitation, you can absolutely call them a sexual exploiter. And I don't see what's so deranged about that. He did admit it to it. He said that he'd walk backstage, he'd allow himself in, and he'd look at their naked bodies. That's sexual exploitation. It's the abuse of his position of power as the owner of the pageant over their position of vulnerability by unconsensually looking at them while they're naked.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it was obviously a joke that was twisted, but we can also talk about
if it's obviously a joke, can you please give me any like tonal or rhetorical indicators from the clip to demonstrate that he was just kidding?
Well, I mean, you obviously can hear it in his tone. He's laughing while speaking.
Oh, so if somebody laughs while they speak, that means that what they're saying isn't actually true.
I mean, I think any logical person can look at a high-profile figure and think they wouldn't admit to being a rapist on live television.
Oh, so you're just saying that because he's a billionaire, he didn't do it?
No, I'm saying that
yeah,
because you can
come
tell
on, bro.
based
What
on the way you're
doing?
speaking.
Well, what about the way he's speaking? You still haven't been able to give an argument.
Listen to his tone.
What about the tone?
He's obviously joking.
What about the tone makes it clear that he's obviously joking? Be clear.
He's laughing.
Oh, so once again, we're just back to the first point. So we're back to the first point that you made. Do you know that people also laugh when they're speaking if what they're speaking is something they find funny? Not necessarily because it's not true, but rather because the truth is funny to them?
I mean, we have three things. We have him denying any wrongdoings. We have him obviously in a humorous tone. And we have him not being adjudicated criminally of any wrongdoing.
Of course he denies the wrongdoing because he doesn't think that it was wrong to sexually exploit them, which makes it worse. Yeah.
court denies the wrongdoing too.
You have his admission, right, of doing this, and then you have his denial of wrongdoing, which means what he admitted to in the first place is something he doesn't think is wrong.
Okay, we can talk about him calling for the death of Democrats, which you also twisted.
Right. Well, I only kept you up here for a couple minutes longer so I could absolutely kill you on that topic. But I actually got to go to dinner. Lana, thank you for the $5 over FMI. I appreciate you for the love. Jamie with a 1 and Amanda with a 5. Morgan with a $1. He says, happy birthday, Parker. Thank you so much. And Zoe, thank you so much for the $10. She says, didn't even realize it was Miss Withers' B-Day today. I hopped in the stream late. This one is for Miss Withers. Oh, thank you so much, Zoe. Now, for everybody watching, I actually do have to head off. I have to be a restaurant that I live 11 minutes away from in 10 minutes. And I'm still live. So I gotta run. Peace and love, everybody. I'm sorry, I can't call Varga. I don't have enough.